San Francisco is going to be without quarterback Brock Purdy. He re-aggravated his toe injury in the loss to Jacksonville Sunday. Mac Jones gets the start. It's a game you can catch right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6:30 with the pregame show. And Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey, well, he continues to collect awards. NFC's Player of the Month.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy Thursday, everybody. What a Thursday it has been already, and what a Thursday it's going to be as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and we got football tonight.
We do, man. Sam Houston might get a win tonight as they take on New Mexico State.
I think Rob loses half his beard on
What
this
are you
microphone,
doing?
man.
That's a weird start.
I'm plucking this microphone because there's hair all over it.
You're doing what?
I'm plucking the microphone. There's hair all over it. I don't know if does he just like rub his beard on that?
I don't want to know what Rob rubs his beard on.
Well, I don't either, but I'm just saying.
I mean, because you never know what's going on at a radio station. You have no idea. Now, you guys can tune in and see what we're doing here on the YouTube page, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. But we're in one studio, and there are 7 different radio stations in this building. And Pledge has the ability over there. He could push a button and, we could be listening to another radio station. That happened, unfortunately, or fortunately for us. A big news talk station in New York. It's called 1010 Wins. And, when you're listening to news talk stations, like if you're listening to KTSA, let's get traffic and let's get weather and I don't know where those people are coming from. You push a button and there they are, or so this anchor thought.
Greg Rice, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check of your AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
After another pretty warm day today, Lori, it is going to be cooling off quite a bit over the next few days, including tonight. The breeze is going to be picking up, and it is going to be cooler as it turns out, clear to partly cloudy.
No, yes. Oh. Dude, are you right now? I am. Don't look at me. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Wait, unplug it, maybe. Unplug it.
I don't know where that's coming from, Greg, but it seems to be we have another station on the air here. What is...
Go to break!
I can't even...
Greg!
Try this again. We are getting a lot of interference right now on the line, but we're going to try to connect now with AccuWeather's Brian Thompson. Brian.
Well, Lori, we do have a breezy, cooler
night. Yeah, it's breezy, all right.
Wow, that anchor was going, I don't know where this is coming from, but where can I go to find it? Oh, my goodness, they sound like they're having a good time. Unplug it, baby. Well, that's a pretty good rub. Wow.
Just go to break.
Holy cow. I got to warm up the pipes.
No,
you're sitting there going, what the? Yeah, I mean, you're in shock for a few minutes.
Well, you are, and as the person speaking into said microphone, they're looking through the glass at the guy on the other side going, are you paying attention? Push a button. Pot it down. Go to break. Do something. Do something. I just wonder if their producer was even paying attention.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he was.
Well,
and now he's smoking a cigarette. Are you kidding me?
I could see, in a situation like that, I don't know what their setup is, but a lot of times in the newsroom, the news anchor is the one hitting certain buttons, and the main producer, he knows, I got 6 minutes or however long their news break is, because he doesn't really have to do anything until then. But at some point, she could push the button and stop that or pot something. Or just go to break. I don't know.
The problem is if you do that, you're going to have to pot everybody down. I mean,
cares?
that's coming in from everywhere.
No, it's just one pot.
Think about that, though. Think about that. Who in this town has ever heard of 1010 Wins? Unless you're in the business.
Well,
nobody.
It's major.
But guess what? Everybody in the country is doing the same thing we just did. They're getting more publicity now than they've ever gotten in their whole lives.
And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
And that was from a Philadelphia TV station.
Exactly.
Yeah, the traffic reporter holding two different remote controls.
Live broadcasts.
So you're saying she had two clickers?
She had two clickers.
She was
one in each
double-fisted.
hand. One in
That's
each
right.
hand.
Well,
Let's hear that one again.
And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
Haven't heard that one in a while.
How's your Thursday?
Well, it's good now.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's awake and a little frisky. If that didn't get you frisky, I don't know what will. Certainly got that lady anchor all hot
Shame
and
that
bothered.
didn't happen on Hump Day. Actually, it did because, we're hearing about it today.
Well, I don't know.
It's making the rounds on all the radio people pages going, thank God it wasn't me.
Well, that wasn't a hump. That was modern technology and toys. Whatever toy that was, it must be a good one. I'm telling you, man. One girl was having a good time. Although I have a pretty good rub. Oh, my.
Oh.
Well, she was. Ooh. Be stealing my Lucky Charms.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Damn. Okay. Well, happy
So knuckle
Thursday,
down and go a
everybody.
little harder.
This is the kind of show it's going to be
Talk about
today.
10-10 wins.
Call your friends and wake the neighbors because
Yeah.
it's going to be one of those shows. I have
I
a
want
feeling.
me some glory hole.
You having a good day there, Minix?
Yeah, but we got to clean this up. We've got quite a guest list for today's show.
No kidding.
Now, Stephen Jones, every Thursday.
4:30-ish.
3:35 today. Former Mayor Henry Cisneros is going to join us here on the Blitz. A lot of talk yesterday, obviously, about Project Marvel. And there will be a lot of talk for the next month about Project Marvel. And we're just trying to get more information and get accurate information to you who will be going to the polls to vote. And our current mayor, who has yet to come on this show.
I want a deal.
But she doesn't want to come on this show. But we saw her the other night on KSAT 12. And from what it sounded like, from the way I understand things, she was spewing inaccurate information.
Well, she was. I don't think it's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, again, she always talks about needing data, but she doesn't back up whatever she's saying with data where everybody else is coming in with data. Henry Cisneros back in the day convinced voters about the Alamo Dome.
He did.
And he is one who at one point in the Clinton administration, really high up their job, he certainly understands the business, bringing big business and what this can mean. And in fact, he's even got a new book out that talks about mega regions and what to look forward to. And I just want to get his thoughts on the importance of Project Marvel and what could happen. And for a guy that really figured out how to use money from the state, kind of like what we're talking about with this current venue tax, between like him and guys like Nelson Wolf, they figured out ways for San Antonio to get a bunch of stuff that we didn't think was possible, yet they were able to find the money without it costing local taxpayers a dollar. Right?
They did a great job. I remember Henry pushing that thing, and he was a huge part of getting that done. The reason we're thinking about the former mayor, at least partly anyway, is because he was there was a headline and with an interview that he did somewhere.
Well, he's speaking, he might still be there at the Rotary Club.
Yeah, talking about Oakland level embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Former mayor warns of dangers of losing the Spurs. Now, again, they haven't said anything about leaving. They haven't threatened to leave. They're in fact willing to put up $2 billion of their own money for this Project Marvel. But if they don't get it, if the citizens don't vote for this thing and get it done, then I don't see any other choice for those guys.
And again, our current mayor will say that's operating from a place of fear. I say that's operating from a place in reality. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to go, If we don't get them a new building, what are they going to do? They're in a business to make money. And we've seen too many examples of cities losing teams. And again, the Spurs don't even really have to threaten it, and they haven't threatened it.
No.
I think it's just Captain Obvious. If they don't get a new building, what is likely to happen? For the former mayor, and not just any former mayor, for Henry Cisneros to say Oakland-level embarrassment is where we could be heading, yikes. Henry Cisneros will be live on the Blitz at 3:35 today. Tell your friends.
Yeah, looking forward to talking with him. It's going to be interesting because he's done this once before. He knows what it takes to get it done, and he knows the effect of having something like that. And can you imagine the project that he dreamed of and got the citizens behind way back in 1989 could be improved to a state where it's just a gorgeous building. Not that it's not gorgeous now, but you know what I'm talking about. New and improved, and to have the stuff all around it.
Now.
Well, it is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
Of course it is.
It's not a good-looking building.
Of course it is.
It's not. But it is ours.
Well, that could be the poll today. Is the Alamo Dome a good-looking building or not? Because I think most people would say, yes, it is.
You think people think that's a beautiful building?
I think it matches downtown, yes. I think it fits right in, and I think it looks great downtown. I love driving into San Antonio on 37. You see the lights on top of the poles there. Yeah, I do.
You just like poles.
Well, sure. But
I guess it could be. I've never found it to be an attractive, modern-looking building, but when you're in there, it's great.
Well, I'd like to know.
It's not an eyesore. It's not like the Convocation Center over at UTSA, but it's not what I would ever classify as a beautiful building.
Well, I define beautiful. I mean, that's in the eye of the beholder, is it not?
Sure.
Of course it is.
Sure. It's got a face only a baby's mother could love.
Now, you see, when you start agreeing with Christopher Summers on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, I'm worried about you.
I'm not agreeing with him. He's agreeing with me.
I'm worried about you.
I mean, Chris Summers doesn't agree with anything.
Well, he's agreeing with you today.
Well, he says the Alamo Dome is trash. He didn't say if it's beautiful or not. He's just not a fan.
Look at this.
All right, Pledge, make it a poll.
We need a poll.
Make it a poll. What's the question? You want Pledge to word it, or what? Is the Alamo Dome an attractive building, a beautiful building, a modern-looking building?
It's not a modern-lking building. It was never meant to be a modern-looking building.
What do you mean? When it was built in 1993, they said, let's make it look old?
Well, no, but yeah, because it matched the rest of the downtown area.
Again, I think you're answering your own questions.
But look, I mean, that's why it needs to be improved, because you got the nice new Frost Bank Tower up there in downtown, which is nice and modern and all other kind of stuff. I mean, I think it's an attractive. I love the lights. It's a great thing. I'm voting yes. Beautiful.
I don't even know that Richard Oliver would vote yes. It's beautiful.
He would.
No, he would.
Of course he would.
Make a poll, Pledge.
A big one. Is the Alamo Dome? Do you like the look of the Alamo Dome? Yes or no?
Yeah, there you go.
How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see Antonio on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page at night when it's lit up. Well, I mean, most buildings are better looking at night when they're all lit up, are they not?
I don't even know that I would agree with that. I mean, look, it is what it is.
Well, there it is. The poll is up.
Do you
want to
like
go to
the look of the Alamo Dome?
San Antonio. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Poll's barely been there.
Take it easy.
75
oh my goodness.
No.
Take it easy, y'all. Man, it's like piranhas, and you drop a fish in there. It's like, whoa, bam.
All these people on the YouTube waiting for Pledge to publish the poll, and they immediately went no.
Man.
Boom.
That thing's going to be a skeleton in no time.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Take it easy, y'all. Bet he's frisky on a Thursday.
10-10 wins.
I blame you, Minix, for putting that smut out there, I tell you. We got a lot to do today. We are going to talk a little bit about some Spurs basketball because they are in the middle of training camp. In fact, they've got their first preseason game coming up Monday inside the Frost Bank Center against a Chinese team. I don't know the name of them. Do you?
No.
It doesn't really matter necessarily. But they are in training camp, and Wemby has a message about the identity of this year's Spurs team. We'll hear from Victor Wembanyama when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to tell you, though, about my good friends at Stevens Roofing and Solar. Love talking about those folks because, well, they're just nice folks first and foremost. Family-owned business, local business, and, of course, that is important because they live here, and they've lived here for a long time, and they know how the weather is here and what it can do to your roof. Look, Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Now that summer is behind us, we're into fall and winter is approaching, and you just don't know what we're going to face, what we're going to have to deal with in the wintertime. I've heard projections of another snowmageddon or a what do they call those things? The La Nina. La Nina. Those things. It could be cold here. You want to make sure your roof is protected and ready to go for whatever we have to deal with. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar and have them come out, inspect your roof. They'll do it for free, and they'll let you know that everything is okay, or if you need a repair here or there, or perhaps it is time for a new roof. Whatever the case, it'll give you that peace of mind you need as we head into the winter months. Get your roof buttoned up for the winter. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or you can go to stevensroofing.net.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Pre-game starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. You like that? How about them Cowboys? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
So you're the new girl, huh?
I am the new girl. Thank you so much for getting me this job.
You got a boyfriend?
No, not right now.
You ever date older men?
You really look a lot like my Uncle Skip.
You like my pants?
I do like those pants. Those are nice.
You want me to take them off? You probably didn't notice, but I'm the governor.
Okay.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, October 11th, mark your calendars for our fall one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9 and waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, October 11th. 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9. Texas coastal waterfront properties from $99.9 with barn dominium from only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and top users make $200 to $300 per month.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STEER25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio.
7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, with smoked in-house meats, home-style sides, and specials like pork belly burnt ends, and our famous fully loaded chopped baker. The Texas barbecue you love is at Smoky Mo's. Order a Smoky Mo's tailgate pack or create your own. Choose your meats like brisket, turkey, or sausage, and sides kicked up a notch like roasted green corn and bacon cheddar potatoes. Smoky Mo's, with 8 convenient locations. Orders for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBarbecue.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's a Friday on the Morning Huddle. It's a football Friday, friends. We got big games galore, including Texas and Texas A&M in action. And Rob, your Cowboys are back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle. Let's see if they can carry the game up to the Jets. And while football's still going, the Spurs are finish out their first week of practice. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
But it's the best time of day at San Antonio Sports Star because this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix. It's a Thursday, man. I love Thursdays almost as much as I love Wednesdays because, well, we got NFL football tonight. And it should be a good matchup,
Really?
Except that,
That was a good matchup when the schedule came out.
San Francisco is a walking hospital room.
I'm curious who's playing tonight for San Francisco. I mean, that line started at, 3.5?
Yep.
It's now
8.5.
8.5?
It's been as high as 9. So, yeah, not many people playing for the San Francisco 49ers tonight. But is that a trap for everybody that thinks it's going to be a rout by the L.A. Rams?
You know, the Rams are the Rams. And the way Stafford has been playing, the way Puka has been playing in their defense, and, Kyle Shanahan, I mean, he'll come up with something, but I don't know who's going to catch the ball. I don't know who's going to run the ball, and they are going with Mac Jones.
Well, Christian McCaffrey's about the only one that's healthy as the Stars go, so he'll run the ball. We know that. It's just I don't know who's going to catch it. Ricky Pearsall's out.
Christian McCaffrey?
Apparently
just
so.
a wildcat.
He's going to do it all.
Exactly. Well, it's interesting. Like, our Quartermoon Plumbing High School game of the week tomorrow night is Stevens against Warren. And Stevens last week threw the ball 2 times. Everything else is run. The week before, they had 1 passing play. That might be what San Francisco does tonight. We're just going to run it every damn play.
Yeah, I don't know who Mac Jones is going to throw it to, and you may be right. And with that Rams defensive line, he's going to have to establish the run. He's going to have to get the ball out quick. All of those things that you do when you don't want to get killed in the backfield.
Yeah, that's it. And there is a college game tonight. Go Bearcats. Sam Houston against New Mexico State.
Dude.
Sam could get their first win of the season tonight.
Well, they could. I could win the lottery tonight, too. It's possible.
Anything is possible. And as NBA training camps are in full swing, Wemby somehow grew another inch. He's officially an inch taller than he was last year. He's almost getting back to the height that he was reportedly coming to the NBA with.
Well, he's young. He's still growing.
Uh-huh.
Still growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. Look, Spurs, it's going to be interesting to see what they look like. Now, I know there's been some reporters down there, some TV stations that have seen some of that, but you really can't tell until they start playing ball.
And even then, with De'Aaron Fox on the shelf at the beginning of the year, until De'Aaron Fox and Victor get 20 games together under their belt and don't include the 5 from last year, it's really going to be hard to tell what kind of team this is. Mitch Johnson, what we saw last year, how much of that was Mitch doing exactly what Pop would have wanted now that he is officially the head coach? How much of a stamp will he put on this team? One thing that sounds familiar, though, whether it's Pop or not, Mitch Johnson certainly seems to be playing and preaching defense. In fact, Wemby says it's a requirement.
My goal is to set standards, we've started to set them in here in the gym, but from the first game of the season, even in preseason, this is a non-negotiable. It's not something you can't do if you want to be a part of our team, and we're going to hold each other accountable. We know the coach is going to hold us accountable, and it doesn't matter your status. Defense is non-negotiable.
Well, I like that. And look, I know Pop is smiling wherever he's watching from that is the case. And Mitch Johnson learning from Greg Popovich. It has to be, because they have not been very good defensively over the last couple of years. They just haven't. Even though Wemby is probably the best defensive player in the NBA right now, the team as a whole has not been very good defensively.
They haven't been. But again, Wemby says it's non-negotiable. Now, we're not even a week into training camp, but Luke Cornett says that will be this team's identity.
It's definitely going to be a place where we can build our identity and want to, have that like hitting the ground running and to just really push ourselves on that side of the floor to really kind of establish ourselves as being a great defensive team. And we obviously have some great individual defenders that can really help lift that, and obviously Victor being a big part of that. But I think the intensity on that side of the ball will really help dictate kind of how we play game to game and just be the foundation for how we kind of play, especially in the early part of the season.
Absolutely. Maybe the hope is that Wemby will stay healthy and finally get that Defensive Player of the Year award that he's missed out on the last two.
What I find interesting is you think about today's NBA, 2025 version, the last several years, more about the three's better than two, analytics, and really high-scoring games. There was a point where, Greg Popovich was happy if the final score was 84-79, right?
Sure.
Yet, now you've got the Spurs talking defense. The Clippers, they made T-shirts about getting back on defense with a bad word in there. Other things that I've seen this week from different media days across the NBA, it seems more and more are preaching defense. Now, is that just preseason training camp talk, or do the analytics now say, you know what, we do need to focus on this area because outscoring somebody every night isn't really a key to success? I wonder. I'm just curious, because I know in San Antonio we've always heard that, but it feels like teams that you aren't used to hearing preach defense, like Golden State, that we're hearing more and more about playing team defense.
Well, it just makes sense, right? It's good, because if you're playing defense, you're going to stay in the game. You're not going to get blown out. If you're not playing defense, you can find yourself down by 20, and then you're digging out of a hole, and it's all of that kind of stuff. So, if you're playing good defense, and that's for any sport, whether it's basketball or football or in baseball or anything, you're going to stay in the game and have an opportunity to win late. So it's understandable why it's preached.
And again, Wemby will be an early favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. And if he can get the other guys on the court with him to buy in, he will get a trophy. But we were curious the other day. ESPN ranked their top players in the NBA, and Wemby was number 5 on the list. Today, USA Today ranks their top 25. Wemby at number 7.
Either way, that's pretty good.
Well, it is pretty good. But again, you come in at third year. Is this the year that, year one, man, he's got to get used to the NBA? And I remember Pop saying we need to figure out what he's going to be like as a pro. Mm-hmm. Let's see what he really is as a pro and then build around him. Year 2, we were seeing the improvement, and then the All-Star game happened, and then blood clots happened. And, I really do think the move for De'Aaron Fox was to accelerate postseason play last year. Blood clots are there. This year, I don't think there's any more excuses as to why the Spurs aren't successful and aren't a legit playoff contending type team. There should be postseason for San Antonio. That is the expectation. It might be play-in, but there should be postseason basketball for the San Antonio Spurs this year, although Bleacher Report has San Antonio number 11 on their power rankings today.
Well, and look, you're hanging around the rim, as Jerry likes to say.
Sure.
If you're number 11. Look, I think it's Wemby's third year, is it not?
Yep.
So, and there's no more excuses for him either, right? He's got to come in. I mean, he knows the game. He's gotten his feet wet. He's taken a plunge. And I think this year we're going to see the best of Victor Wembanyama. I think the best that we've seen, maybe not the best that he's ever going to be, but certainly the best that we've seen. And I can't wait to see it. I want to see what he looks like this year. He's put on some weight, and I just think he's going to be that player that we all dreamed of when the Spurs drafted him and won the lottery and got the number 1 pick. I think this is the year that we finally start to see that from here until however long he plays basketball.
Well, and I'm with you. The growing pains, the expectation, real expectation, not hope. Not. I was talking to a dude in Portland last night. They're still so down on their basketball team, and we've been there for a while. Now, I think this, not that I'm saying go get your car flag out, but it almost feels like we should be back into that kind of excitement level about this basketball team with real expectations for success.
Well, yeah, and I think finally we do have that. And again, it's a long season, it's a grueling season, and a lot of things have to fall into place if you're going to do well. But yeah, with the De'Aaron Fox Wemby connection, with the young fellas like Castle and Harper, and those guys coming in, again, it's going to be interesting to see how Mitch Johnson uses all of these guys. And what is his plan for a Devin Vassell or a Keldon Johnson or a Jeremy Sohan, for that matter? How do they fit into this mix? And so all of that stuff, at least early on, I'm going to be watching to see what he is thinking and how he wants to use these guys.
It's interesting. Some of the comments on our YouTube page, and you can go there and comment. Go to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Art says Spurs make the playoffs for sure this year. Guillermo reminding that preseason game will be on the CW on TV. And then, of course, Mr. Negative, Christopher Summers, no playoffs for the Spurs, then they can fire Pop and Brian NRC.
Well, Pop resigned, and so
well, he's still,
I'm not sure he's a paid. Well, I guess he is. He's El Jefe, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Got a T-shirt and everything.
Who's Brain?
I mean...
Is that a new guy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
the
curious.
Brains.
Yeah, the Brain.
The Brains.
We're going to fire Pop, Brain, and RC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Brian Wright.
Yeah, maybe.
But spelling is difficult.
I should never make fun of anybody for spelling. I'm
not
the best speller in the world.
I saw your tweets today going back and forth with the dude on the Cardinals.
Oh, my
about
gosh,
the Cardinals.
Dude. I have a lot of respect for that dude. I really do. But he's never wrong in his mind.
Well, neither are you.
Well, that's true. So when the two of us go head-to-head,
I was wrong.
You were right. It's really interesting. Certainly is. We'll maybe tell that story later. Maybe not. Who knows?
Probably not.
We do have NFL football tonight. 49ers and the Rams. And Trayvon Diggs made a comment yesterday about Eberflus's defense, wishing it was a different way. We'll hear what Trayvon has to say and the response from Matt Eberflus when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. For well over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. And they've done a number of different things at my house through the years. In the new house, they came in and put in extra outlets in the garage because the builder doesn't ever put enough in there. Spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. They've moved and fixed a light. If whatever is your house, you got a fuse that's always blowing, you buy an electric car, you need to have that outlet installed. They can do all of that for you. Projects at your office, whatever it is, call Hill Electric. Business, commercial projects at your house. 210-404-9074 is the phone number to call for Hill Electric. 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
Stop wasting money on hard water costs. Go get yourself a Connecticut water system. It's one of the few household appliances that pays for itself. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Connecticut water softener. Connecticut water softeners are specifically designed to solve virtually any water problem you may have. Living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that costs you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Connecticut water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform more efficiently with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. So, for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Connecticut today. 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE or ConnecticutSA.com.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
And Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Ponts. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Former Mayor Henry Cisneros is going to join us here on the Blitz coming up about 3:35. Stay tuned for that, which leads to our poll question on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Go there, like, subscribe. You can also comment there as well, but participate in our poll. Do you like the look of the Alamo Dome? Yes or no?
Yeah, right now, 70% say no.
Oh, it's early.
It is early.
It's really early.
So go vote. Watch us there on YouTube. It does look like Jaden Blue will make his NFL debut Sunday against the New York Jets. That's been the rumor for a couple of days. Miles Sanders is a little banged up, may or may not play, and Jaden Blue has tweeted out eyes emoji. So it's trending that way if you drafted Jaden Blue, hoping he would help your fantasy team.
So you must have done that.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
I'm shocked.
Did not.
I am shocked.
What do you mean you're shocked?
Well, I don't know why anybody would have drafted Jaden Blue.
Because late in drafts, you're looking for anything, and the passing out of the backfield, his ability to do that, run the ball, and if you weren't sold on Javonte Williams, then sure, you could take a flyer and have him deep on your bench for when you need him.
Well, there you go.
The one I took a flyer on was some dude named Travis Hunter who hasn't done a damn thing yet in his NFL debut, and Jacksonville gave up a lot to get him.
They sure did. They sure did, although Jacksonville's playing well.
They are playing well.
There you go.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Remember him? One of Ryan Eagle's favorites.
Uh-huh.
He's not doing his podcast anymore.
Well, isn't that nice of him to wait till he gets to Green Bay to not do his podcast and throw his teammates under the bus in Green Bay?
You know, you could look at it in a lot of different ways. Jerry encourages all kinds of media, but he also signed a contract for a lot of money, and maybe he doesn't need that Bleacher Report cash anymore to supplement the NFL income.
Well, he doesn't. Right, he's making a lot of money, but he was making a lot of money with Dallas too. So,
well, but not like he was a rookie contract money. Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, it was still pretty damn good money. He was a top 10 draft pick,
or 11.
All right,
but
well, 11.
But still, he was making like $2 million a year.
Well, no.
The first couple,
He was making more than that. He was going to make $24 million this year.
This year, but the first couple years, rookies don't make a whole. They got a big signing bonus.
I'll have to check that.
Go ahead.
I will.
Go ahead.
I'll have to check.
Pledge will have it for you in seconds.
All right, please.
But maybe he doesn't.
In seconds. Since when?
That's what she said.
Exactly. Since when? In seconds.
Since always.
We'll get it to you in the next break. About the 4 o'clock hour, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. It doesn't matter.
You know, the biggest problem is Micah is in Green Bay not podcasting, and the defense hasn't adjusted. I am over-giving Eberflus the Micah excuse. We're 4 games in. The week before that first game, you could say, okay, Eberflus probably thought all along he was going to have Micah there, and all the plans are with Micah. This deep into the season, you've adjusted. He was traded. What would you do if there's an injury? You adjust as a coach. Personnel is what it is. Figure out how to make it work. Now, Trayvon Diggs has a pretty good idea. Trayvon Diggs wants them to play, man-to-man defense instead of zone.
I feel like just getting accustomed, to the system and where the routes are going to be, where the routes are going to end up, putting yourself in position to make plays. I wouldn't say it's more complex, but when you playing man, you're right there with the person. You're literally right there. He go over the field, you go over the field too. And then you're covering an area, so you have to cover an area and be in position to make the play. So I feel like it just comes with repetition, getting the feel for it. I feel like as the weeks been coming, it's been getting way easier, and I feel like we're on our way to getting the ball and being on our way to making plays.
It's interesting to me, and when new coaches go in and they just install their system, regardless of who's on the field and regardless of what they've done, to me that's a mistake. Now, if you want to add some things in, I think that's fine. But if Trayvon Diggs is more comfortable playing man-to-man, seems to me you ought to play a little man-to-man.
And again, it's more than just being more comfortable playing man-to-man. Bobby Belt, who covers the Cowboys, tweeted out an interesting stat for what it's worth. Trayvon Diggs' career passer rating allowed is 59 in zone coverage, 110.3 in man.
I mean, you think Matt Eberflus might, know that when he came and he got the job?
I mean, if he doesn't, somebody is probably showed him that. And I'm with you. If you are a coach that likes to do this, but your players are good at the other, as a coach, you adjust. In Eberflus's response today,
it's basically like, I love you, Trayvon, but screw you.
Yeah, where's the birds up?
Well, that's pretty much it.
He said, quote, I value everybody's opinion. That's important that you do that as a coach. And you listen. That's important that you do that too. But we're all coming along as a group, and we're growing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's improvement. We keep growing as a group.
In other words, we're going to keep doing what I want to do, and he's just going to have to learn zone coverage.
Now think about it, and it makes the Chicago game understandable because those guys were confused. They were completely confused about playing zone defense. Now, again, they're professional football players, and you got to do that, but they were confused. Now, if you want to install that, and that's your thing, that's fine. You put it in, but do it at a game at a time or slowly or something. But that makes all the sense in the world as to why, because I never could figure out how do professional football players look entirely lost the way the Cowboys secondary did in that Chicago game. Now it's understandable.
Well, and some of it was, what's the word I'm looking for? The communication issues. Was it Stephen Jones on our show said, well, the guys up front were on a different page than the guys in the back. Well, that's a problem. There's a lot wrong with this defense right now that I don't think Matt Eberflus can use losing Micah Parsons as an excuse for why things are so foobarred. And again, that's the right way to describe it because they are pro athletes. They went through training camp. And don't you treat this like a sprained ankle. I look at what Schottenheimer's doing on the offensive side and Clayton Adams on the offensive side. They lose a CD Lamb. They go out and Dak Prescott throws the ball great and Pickens makes a lot of plays and Tolbert makes a lot of plays and you're down a couple of offensive linemen and you still have run for over 100 yards in every game this year. And they're down starters too. So what are they doing on the offensive side where they can adjust to having guys out, whether they were traded away or just not there? And I'm not saying that a Cooper Beebe's Micah Parsons, but he's a starter and he's a hell of a player. And they've been able to overcome missing him. CeeDee Lamb, better than Micah Parsons. They overcame missing him because the coaches adjusted. Why is Matt Eberflus seemingly unwilling to adjust?
Because he wants it done his way, obviously. Not a fan yet of Eberflus, and I don't think anybody should be. When this guy came in, everybody was excited about it. Oh, here he comes. He's been here before, and he's a great defensive coordinator. I don't know. To be a good coach, you adjust to what your players can do well, and I think. And we had a comment on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Hard to play man-to-man when there's no pass rush. Wide receivers will get loose. Have you watched the first 4 games? I'm just saying.
I mean, they're running free in zones. And with no pass rush, they're able to run freer. If you're playing man, you just try to keep up with them. You know, I've got number 81, and I'm going to follow 81 all over the place. And Diggs can do that. And if he gets beat, he gets beat. They're getting beat now. I say bring the extra people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because the big plays are just left and right. Now, Trayvon Diggs was asked if the defense, if you're able to stop the big play, does that fix all the warts this defense has?
Yeah, that's a good start, as far as not giving up a lot of, big plays and explosives and stuff like that. That's definitely a great start. We just got to keep it going. It's going to work out. We got all the talent in the world. These same guys that I've been with since I've been here, and it's not like nothing changed with us. It's the same thing, we just got to be ready and get the ball.
Look, if you're playing man-to-man, you don't have to keep so many people in the secondary. You can bring some players. You can. You let Trayvon go one-on-one. He's making the money to be a cover corner. Let him do that.
Yep.
I mean, you let him do it. Deron Bland just got paid. Let him do that and bring some pressure. And, again, yeah, if those guys get beat, they get beat, but at least you're trying to do something different. If you're playing zone, you can't afford to bring too many people because you got guys covering zones out there. So it's a whole different ball game, and I'm not understanding why Eberflus is not willing to budge a little bit.
If I'm Matt Eberflus, and I'm a prideful guy, I've been a great defensive coordinator in this league, and that's why I had an opportunity as a head coach. And I've got this Cowboy team. It was a couple of years ago that they were on pace to be historically great.
Yes.
This year, they're on pace to be historically awful, right? What were they doing a couple of years ago where they could have been historically great? Now, granted, you are minus a generational type player on Micah Parsons. But you were playing a lot of man under Dan Quinn. You were getting a ton of takeaways. Diggs was getting takeaways. Deron Bland not only was getting interceptions, he was taking them to the house. Why don't you look at that film and see what that group was doing? Because a lot of the guys that are on this year's team were a part of that defense. And it's not like they all forgot how to play football, but they were coached differently under Dan Quinn.
And we all wanted Dan Quinn gone.
Well,
remember that? Everybody wanted Dan Quinn gone.
Because they went from historically great to not.
Well,
and, somebody had to be the scapegoat, and Mike McCarthy said it wasn't going to be him.
Well,
at least not that year.
Not that year, right?
Not that year.
Exactly.
But one thing that Schottenheimer is doing, and I appreciate this, is holding guys accountable for their practice efforts. You notice Diggs didn't get to start that Green Bay game. That was punishment for a piss-poor week of practice.
A rough week. I guess coach holding me accountable, and I accept it. It's cool. But back on track this week, ready to work.
So you like in practice?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You will be starting this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and again, Diggs, prideful guy, a little banged up, but he didn't put in the work, and he didn't get to start the game. That's big.
I agree.
And I would anticipate, just listening to Trayvon openly admit it, and I expect him to have a really good game. I really do, because when he get brought down to earth a little bit, had a little bit of humble pie. Now, he still played a lot in the game, but he didn't get to start, and that's important to those guys.
Well, we'll see what kind of a game he has, and we'll see what kind of a game that defense has. In this case, and you know me, Jason, I'm not one to blame the coaches. I think these players need to have some accountability. But in this case, I think all of this, 90% of it, is on Matt Eberflus. And he's doing a piss-poor job right now, in my opinion, and he needs to change a little bit. And, again, you hear by his comment, his reaction to Trayvon Diggs, it's just, we're coming together. It's coming. Just wait for it. And if they go up to New York and the Jets and Justin Fields looks like, I don't know, Roger Staubach, then we're going to have an issue.
Well, and therein lies a problem with Justin Fields. That dude is able to run the ball, and Diggs has a theory on how to stop Justin Fields from running the ball.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be running a lot, so we got to make sure that he doesn't run a lot, make sure that we contain him the best of our ability. You know, he's a good quarterback, fast, like receiving fast. So, you know, we got to make sure we stay on him and get him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to let him run.
They're not, huh? What are you going to do, let him pass?
Yeah,
he's
we'd
not very
rather
good
that
at
guy
that.
beat us with his arm than with his legs. He really just say that, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did, yeah.
Yeah, of course. You know, tell him to stay patient. It's coming.
That's the wrong one, Pledge.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what happens when you hit the wrong button. You don't know what you're going to hear on the air. You'll hear an example of that coming up on the Headline Blitz.
Yeah, if you haven't heard that yet, you need to hear it. So
you will.
Stay tuned because there was a faux pas, for lack of a better word.
Is that what you're going to call it?
A faux pas.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds pretty good, actually. So I would suggest you stick around. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars. People don't trust car buyers. People think the price is going to be wrong, and people think it's going to be a hassle. Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is what we do at GiveMeTheVin.com, and that's what makes us America's best car buyer. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com right now and get a quote on yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Greatness is here. All 830 of our famous footwear stores now carry Jordan brand. So it's easy to score Jordan brand footwear and accessories, from hats to backpacks to socks, for the full family at a store near you. Famous Footwear's in-store fit experts will help you find the perfect style and the perfect fit, because every day is a chance to make it famous. Come in and shop Jordan brand footwear and accessories at your local Famous Footwear store today.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. When you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you might not get a lot of wins, but the players, they're still playing. Which ones are overhyped, which ones aren't, you know that. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash. It is so good to be right. You know, last week following the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, the season isn't great, but Dak's throwing for numbers. I keep following. I love what's going on with Dak, and I would keep following the more than as we keep going through the season. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You love CD Lamb, you love Saquon Barkley, you can play him 3 different ways. And whether it's a friend or a celebrity partner or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create. It's a new feed there on Prize Picks. Listen, it feels great to be right, and being right on Prize Picks means money. Download the Prize Pick app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. This is code ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com. This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí.
Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
The Morning Huddle.
There is a new working title for the new Meet the Parents movie, Focker-in-Law it's called. Ariana Grande joins the cast. So it's slated for release in November of next year. But Focker-in-Law is what we're going to go with.
What's his name was Gaylord Focker?
Gaylord Focker.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got some playoff baseball this afternoon, a winner-take-all game in Cleveland. The Tigers and the Guardians. Right now, bottom half of the third inning, it's the Tigers with the 1-0 lead. UTSA senior running back Robert Henry Jr. has been added to the Maxwell Award watch list. Henry was one of 13 players who were unveiled as mid-season watch list additions for the 89th Maxwell Award.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Thursday afternoon. And I hope everybody's having a great Thursday afternoon out there. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, and however you're listening, whether that's on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, we appreciate that. Like and subscribe there. Twitter, at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagel 210. Or you can call us the old-fashioned way, 210-656-3776. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And in about 35 minutes, we will continue the Project Marvel discussion with former Mayor Henry Cisneros. He will join us here on the Blitz. There's a headline in the Express News today from a speaking engagement he had at lunch today that basically says we're headed to an Oakland-like embarrassment if this thing doesn't pass and the Spurs decide to move elsewhere. So we'll get Henry Cisneros to expound on those comments and kind of give us some insight on real facts on how the money is generated. In other words, it's not going to cost you a dime as a local taxpayer. It's not a sales tax. It's not a property tax, even though our current mayor seems to keep saying things like that.
I want a deal.
Oh, we'll see, because Henry Cisneros was the big force in having the Alamo Dome built in basically the same way, or part of how this is going to be built, at least Project Marvel, with the tourist tax, as they call it. So, well, looking forward to hearing from Henry Cisneros, the former mayor of this great city of San Antonio. It's going to be interesting because I'm glad that he's getting out and doing these speaking engagements and being asked about it, because people are obviously curious, and I hope to see a lot more of that as we move forward.
Well, and again, we've heard from former Mayor Ron Nirenberg, Henry Cisneros, Judge Peter Sakai is going to join us next week, but we can't get the current mayor on. Now, she continues to go on our local TV stations with the same talking points she has had since before the term sheet vote at City Council, which she was against, but it still passed. So it is on the ballot for November's election, at least the Bexar County part of the vote. But we talk about the Alamo Dome, and that does lead to our poll question today. Do you like the look of the Alamo Dome? Right now it is 60-40 no.
Well, it's getting closer.
It is getting closer.
Getting closer.
It is getting closer. I'm curious how many times you have voted.
You can only vote once.
Well,
you can only vote once. I did, and I voted yes. I do like the look of the Alamo Dome. It is a big part of our downtown skyline, if you will, and it's a great building. UTSA calls that home.
They do.
They do.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, to opinions. Never enough time.
And speaking of at UTSA calling the Alamo Dome home, I hope over there at UTSA they kind of copy what's happening in Denton, North Texas. They've got a game on Friday against USF. And look, Eric Morris has that team playing great football. They are good. And they've got one of those Friday night games. So North Texas, you know what they're doing on Friday? They're canceling all the classes. They want the kids to go tailgate, get all, well, they're not going to say get all liquored up. I will. But you kids go tailgate, go pre-party, and go to the game. It's going to be on national TV. I love that idea.
Absolutely. And it's a big game. I mean, North Texas playing well. Obviously, USF is playing well.
Well, and again, the reason I say I hope UTSA copies something like that is now at UTSA, I think they need to be smart. Cancel classes on a Thursday and a Friday because on October 30th, that is a Thursday night, UTSA plays Tulane in the Alamo Dome in a game that will be on national television. It's their blackout game. And you know, it's a Thursday night game. I hope UTSA cancels classes on Thursday so kids can go tailgate in the Alamo Dome, and hopefully they won't be in shape to get up for an 8 a.m. biology class on Friday. So go ahead and cancel classes on Friday and enjoy a Halloween weekend.
Well, first of all, kids, if you're scheduling 8 o'clock classes at any day, you did it wrong.
Well, that's true, but they're freshmen.
I'm just saying, you did it wrong if you did that. So next time you go get your schedule, make sure there's no 8 o'clock
even
classes.
an 11 a.m. class.
No, 11 a.m.'s fine.
No, it's not.
You can make it. 8 a.m., no. I missed a lot of those. A lot of those 8 a.m.
Explains your career choices, my friend.
Well, exactly.
I'm just saying, I hope UTSA follows suit for their weekday game. I know their next home game is Rice next Saturday, and then on the 30th, they've got that Thursday night game against Tulane. But reading this from North Texas, somebody I know would say,
oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Yeah, cancel class and go to the game.
I think it's a great idea for sure.
It is a great idea.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Did you see this thing about In-N-Out? There's an In-N-Out in California, which just makes me hate it even more than I already do.
Why?
It sucks. It's overrated. It's the most overrated burger on the planet.
This segment not brought to you by In-N-Out.
No, and it won't be. I'm sure. I hope you're not trying to sell them, are you?
Yeah.
There was a python found. A python found in the drive-thru.
Okay, well, that's not In-N-Out's fault.
Well, obviously it is. It's on In-N-Out's property.
But that doesn't mean it's theirs. I mean, somebody left it there. You walked around California, you see these dudes rolling around, they just have snakes on them. I'm not a fan of that, but that's somebody's pet that got left there. It just happened to be at In-N-Out.
Well, it must have been hungry. Trying to get him an animal style.
Absolutely.
Jeez.
I mean, look, snakes are snakes. I'm not a fan of any of them. You know, apparently we had a rattlesnake in one of our transmitter site buildings the other day that scared the crap out of our engineer, Halen.
Well, of course it did.
I saw our good friend Christian Bove this morning. He went to, his wife, he posted, his wife found a snake in their chicken coop this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did it eat a chicken?
The picture that Christian posted, it was cuddled up with an egg. And Rob Thompson, who also has chicken, said that's how you get scrambled eggs.
Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Rattlesnakes. Not a fan. Fortunately,
I'm not a fan of any snake.
I'm going to knock on wood. I have not seen that. My brother has seen rattlesnakes. His dog got bit by a rattlesnake in his backyard.
That's what scares me because your brother lives down the street from me.
Yes, he does. But he's got a green belt behind him.
He's got the I like the snakes going to his house and not mine.
Well, yeah. Well, they're just going through his house to get to yours.
No, they don't make it there.
Absolutely.
Randy the snake killer. Actually, I think it's Randy's wife that kills all the snakes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not my brother. He's not killing snakes.
No.
Kidding me?
No, he's a wimp.
He's a wimp.
He's a wimp.
Uh-huh.
Are you a believer in UFOs?
Not really.
Aliens?
No.
A Tennessee congressman claims there could be as many as 6 underwater UFO bases existing off the coast of the United States.
Huh. Well, I mean, people have been saying that for years. What's the place in New Mexico?
Roswell.
Roswell?
Yeah. There's aliens there.
Well, it's a nice tourist trap.
Well, it is.
That's exactly what it is. I don't know.
Area 51 out in Vegas?
It's hard to believe that there's not. I mean, the universe is pretty massive, right? So it's hard to believe that there's not something else out there. I just don't think they're here and ready to take over the world.
Well, they could be.
They could.
They could be.
Well,
I mean, we have driverless cars now. I went to Sam's Club earlier today. There's a cart rolling around there. It looked like Waymo. There's nobody on it that goes up and lifts stuff off the top shelves. Hey, it's a driverless cart.
Did you see the driverless car that got a ticket for making an illegal U-turn?
Well, I saw one driving on a golf course, too.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's a
I
new
still
technology.
haven't been in one of those, and I'm not sure I will.
You will. San Francisco, I'll make you.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm doing it.
I like driving in the Waymos. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
And quite frankly, some of the Ubers that actually have real people in them are scarier than the cars that don't have somebody behind the wheel driving.
Well, I wouldn't know, but I will agree with you about the Uber drivers, yes. Although I haven't had many bad Uber drivers. Most of them are pretty nice.
They might be nice, but some of them scare the hell out of you.
Well, typically when they're driving me home, I don't know how the hell they're driving, so it's fine. It doesn't make any difference.
Getting to the bar.
Exactly.
You go, man, I hope I make it.
Yes.
Going home, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Speaking of traffic,
yeah,
it's a bad segue, but why not? Radio station in New York, 10-10 wins. Now, Pledge, you could probably explain this a little bit better than Joe and I because we're not on that side of the glass pushing buttons. But we talk and we call for some audio, and then you push a button over there, and you've got all kinds of levers on your board, and we call them
levers?
pots. Levers.
Oh, levers. Okay, I'm just checking.
And we call them pots, but you could pot something up. Like you could probably pot up KTSA or Jack FM if our board was wired to do that, right? Well, that happened during a newscast on 10-10 Wins.
Greg Rice, 10-10 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check of your AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
After another pretty warm day today, Lori, it is going to be cooling off quite a bit over the next few days, including tonight. The breeze is going to be picking up, and it is going to be cooler as it turns out, clear to partly cloudy.
No, yes. Oh.
Dude, are you right now?
I am. Don't look at me. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Unplug it, maybe. Unplug it. I don't know where that's coming from, Greg, but it seems to be we have another station on the air here. What is... I can't even... Greg! Try this again. We are getting a lot of interference right now on the line, but we're going to try to connect now with AccuWeather's Brian Thompson. Brian.
Well, Lori, we do have a breezy cooler
this
night
dude,
in store for
I'm just going to carry on. I know nothing. Do not look at my pants, and there might be a bulge there.
Wow.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Dude, that was unplug it, baby.
Someone got to win.
Holy cow.
We get to suck on that all week.
Wow. That must have been one of those super duper vibrators.
That's not one that landed on the basketball courts during the WNBA season.
Didn't sound like it. Holy cow.
Well, I like porn.
Don't do that again. I'm just thinking that anchor. At what point does she not just everything on the board, pot it down, turn it all off, go to break, do something?
Well, sometimes your computer, like mine, we can play audio off of the actual desktop. Maybe there was a window that was open that wasn't supposed to be open.
Or maybe there are a couple of producers in the other room.
So what you're thinking is that was going, like you got multiple tabs and the audio was still playing from. That ever happened to you, Pledge?
Not here.
Not here. Not here.
Firewalls and such.
Wow. That's now obviously this station's in New York, so it must be a pretty big one.
Well, it's an Odyssey station.
Well, I don't know what an Odyssey station is.
Well, that's the parent company.
Okay, so
like we're now Connoisseur Media. We were Alpha, but we just got bought, so now we're Connoisseur.
Sure.
You got Odyssey or iHeart or what? It was Odyssey.
So is Joe alluding that station had a big stick?
It's got a big stick. Yeah.
Apparently,
like a big signal.
Well, I don't know if there was a stick involved at all. I'm telling you, it sounded like a couple of girls going at it. It sounded like a couple of girls going at it together.
I took a poll.
Well, I mean, right? It did. Can we hear that again, Pledge?
Greg Rice, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check of your AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
After another pretty warm day today, Lori, it is going to be cooling off quite a bit over the next few days, including tonight. The breeze is going to be picking up, and it is going to be cooler as it turns out here to part the clouds.
No, yes. Oh. Dude, are you right now? I am. Don't look at me. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Wait, unplug it, maybe. Unplug it.
I don't know where that's coming from, Greg, but it seems to be we have another station on the air here. What is... I can't even...
Greg!
Try this again. We are getting a lot of interest.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Oh, Brian, just give me the weather.
Oh, man. Okay. That was... That's interesting.
Sounds like somebody was sitting on the washing machine.
You never know. You never know. That's what I'm saying. That was a heavy-duty machine. Something. I'm telling
Please
you.
Don't.
Whatever.
Don't make that. Don't do that, Pledge.
Unplug it, baby.
No. Did we mention Henry Cisneros is going to join us in 15 minutes?
We hope so, anyway.
Or was.
Yeah, we hope he is anyway. In the meantime, some interesting things coming out of the college athletics.
What?
And I don't think any of them have anything to do with that. The Big Ten is honestly thinking about bringing in a private equity firm to buy a piece or share in the profits of the Big Ten. So they've got some money that they can pay athletes. It's the craziest story I've ever seen. We'll try to explain what they're doing in the Big Ten when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We do have NFL football tonight. Rams, 49ers. Want to make that game more interesting? Make sure you're playing on Underdog because football season is in full swing, and the best place to get in all the action, make picks, and win money right now in Texas is Underdog, and it's easy. All you have to do is go higher or lower on stats. Now, you got Puka playing tonight. Receptions, targets, yardage, Christian McCaffrey, rushing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns. Make your pick and entry. Get all your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app. Sign up with my promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with a Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the new HEB College Park, located at 7330 North Loop 1604 in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, October 4th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidda Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidda helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidda 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for. So don't wait. For this free information, call 800-422-8552. 800-422-8552. That's 800-422-8552. Not available in all states. Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This is the home of the Aggies.
Thank you, Mr. Monaco. You are locked in on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And schools now trying to think outside the box when it comes to collecting money to pay athletes that are going to college.
Yeah, the Big Ten is considering private equity funding. Everybody's trying to come up with the various revenue streams. I'm not sure. College athletics and private equity. And at what point do you just look at college athletics no longer as a nonprofit school, because they're classified that way, aren't they? And it just feels like they are all big business. And when do we start treating them like big business? I mean, you know, a week ago we were hearing that, yeah, they might allow jersey sponsorship sales, and then it won't be long before, you know, you see the H-E-B logo on the UTSA helmet. You know what I mean? It just kind of feels like they have to come up with more and more ways to generate revenue because of the rev share model. It's been forever an arms race with facilities and stadiums and everything that goes in it. Now they've got to come up with millions more. And every school, and I don't care really what level, I don't know where we're going to come up with that money, even though they've got, I don't know, Tech's got a Cody Campbell or UT's got money. But what other ways can they come up with that kind of cash?
Well, what does that tell you? It simply tells you that even big schools can't afford to do this. They can't continue to do it. And, I mean, if you're looking for a private equity, if this is what the Big Ten does, and not everybody's on board with this, by the way,
no,
in the Big Ten, but they were talking about $2 billion. But then the private equity would basically form a business with the Big Ten and share in the revenues from all the athletic stuff. So they would basically be business partners with the Big Ten. And a lot of people are not in on this. It just tells me that we are on a pace. We are on a schedule. And I know everybody keeps going, college football's never been better. It's great. Well, it is. But it's not going to be.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. And if the Big Ten, which is arguably between them and the SEC, is the biggest conferences in the country, if they're looking for things to get money to continue on with this, then we're in trouble.
The one thing that is they try to come up with collective bargaining, and it feels like at some point players are going to unionize and get treated like employees.
They need to be.
The NCAA's Division I Board of Directors today adopted a couple of NIL rule changes, according to reports. Schools can no longer guarantee a player any money from a third-party NIL deal, verbally or in writing. And all collective booster deals must include a specific direct activation. In other words, you can't get a Kawhi Leonard no-show job. Now, I don't necessarily know how you go about this or enforce this, but it seems like they're at least making efforts. And what I want to know, okay, you put a rule in, what's the consequence if you get caught breaking the rule? Because they also put in that snitch or hotline deal, you know, where you can call in and report.
It's funny how they came up with that yesterday, and today they introduced the new rules that they're, want to implement. But again, this is just, it's unsustainable. It truly is. And somebody with a brain has got to come up with a way, whether it's, Nick Saban being a commissioner of this thing or somebody being a commissioner and unionize and set up salary caps and do it like the NFL model. Now, I know the other sports, basketball in particular, is going to have to come up with the same thing. It may not be as complicated with some of the other sports. No disrespect to any of the other sports. But when it comes to football, at least, in particular, they're going to have to figure out something.
Well, in football, you're dealing with 100 players.
Exactly.
And in basketball, you got 20. So it is a little bit more manageable, less money, but the idea of guys going for a promise of money or, we'll set you up with such and such with an NIL deal, apparently that's going to be against the rules. And and I've not heard this term, but it's written here, warehousing, a collective pays for a player's NIL rights with a promise to use them later, but no specific endorsement in mind. Apparently, that's an issue, and that's not going to be allowed anymore either. But you could almost see that. Well, you're a top-flight, 5-star, whatever, but until you become a star, I don't need you signing autographs at my store. So when that happens, we're going to pay you now, but we might not make you actually, quote-unquote, earn that money until you become a star. I guess that's what that means.
Well, if that's what it means, it's ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, that's like, Joe, we think you have a promising career in broadcasting, so we're going to give you 20 years worth of pay, but you don't have to really do anything until you become a great broadcaster. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
No, I mean, I could see if you're a freshman coming out of high school, right, and say you're a wide receiver in San Antonio and you're going to Texas and you were offered a lot of money, but you're probably not going to play your freshman year. We'll wait till you become a player. It's like a high draft pick in Major League Baseball. You're going to get a $1 million signing bonus, but you're going to the minor leagues, and we might not see you at the big league level for 4 or 5 years.
Well, again, that's professional. Turn this into a profession.
Well,
I mean, that's what we're still talking about college kids as we sit here today.
Sure.
Even though they're not.
Well, but they're playing with professional rules.
Well, they are. Well, there's not any professional rules. That's the problem.
Well, these are rules that just got put in. They're trying. They just don't make sense.
It's simple to me. You unionize these players, and you have a commissioner. You put in a salary cap. You treat it just like the NFL.
Yeah.
It seems simple to me. You just do that. And then everybody gets it. The quarterbacks get X, this, and the running backs, wide receivers, everybody, you get the same thing, exactly how it is in the NFL. That's the way it needs to be, and otherwise we're headed to a cliff. Speaking of that, hopefully we're not headed toward a cliff when it comes to Project Marvel. Oof. I hope not. I hope it is approved in November. If you're for it, please go out and vote. But we're going to talk to the former mayor of the great city of San Antonio, Henry Cisneros. And he's going to talk to some facts about what's happening with city business right now. We'll hear from Henry Cisneros when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, there's football on tonight, the NFL, good college game as well, and you got 3 elimination games in postseason baseball. 1 going on right now, 2 later tonight, so you need to be at a place where there's multiple televisions. I know where to go. Rue Pub there at 281 in Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. No better place to go watch any big game, any big fight. Saturday night will be a prime example of big games and a big fight. And when you get into the Rue Pub, go hungry. The food, incredible. They got the biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. You got about 15 different burgers on the menu, great chicken sandwiches. In fact, they got great hot dogs, their appetizers. Pledge loves their salads. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I mean, literally, when we get done with games and whether we win or lose, my wife she's ready with some suggestions. You know, she'll give me 15 to 30 seconds in the car to kind of unwind, and then she's like, okay, you feel better? I'm like, yeah, I feel better. And then she just starts laying into me like, hey, don't run the ball off the middle on this down, and don't do this, and get the ball to Terp. And I'm like, wow.
Well, I am so happy to hear this, Coach. I'm so happy to hear this.
Something tells me Bill Belichick's girlfriend isn't talking football with him on the car ride home.
No, they're talking entirely different conversation, man.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together, because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at depend.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Ponce. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hope everybody's having a great Thursday out there. Thanks for tuning in here. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix.
And the talk of Project Marvel continues as the vote is a little more than 1 month away for the Bexar County portion of getting Project Marvel up and going, and we continue to talk about it. We have requested Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones many times. She has yet to come on this show, but we do get former mayors that will agree to come on, like Henry Cisneros, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Henry, appreciate you taking some time this afternoon.
I'm glad to be with you guys, and thank you for the information you provide. Joe, watched you for years and appreciate your services to our community. And Jason, thank you for helping host this program.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's interesting, Mr. Cisneros, because there is so much information out there that just doesn't seem accurate. And we even had Ron Nuremberg has come on, a couple of different council members, after we hear misinformation or things that don't seem accurate in how this is going to be funded. Because, you've got the current mayor saying that city and Bexar County residents are paying for this, but with the hotel occupancy tax, that just isn't actually true, is it?
Well, for the first thing you've got to do is separate, what this vote actually is. And when people use Project Marvel, that's been the words that have been used to describe the whole thing, which is the Spurs Arena, improvements to the downtown hotels, the expansion of the convention center, the conversion of the old theater, the federal building, into a venue, and then the so-called land bridge across to the dome and improvements to the dome. That's an awfully big thing. But what we're really voting on is just the county's increase of their hotel venue tax from 1.75% to 2%, which then goes directly into the Spurs Arena. And to me, this thing has gotten overly complicated. People use Project Marvel and then describing the whole thing and talk about, multi-billion dollars worth of project. This is just the arena, and literally everything else turns on this particular vote. It's an increase in the venue tax and increase in some car rental fees, both of which are principally paid by people who come from out of town, and that raises enough money over a 10-year span to fund this portion of the arena. It backs the ability to do the finances for the arena. So it's pretty straightforward, and San Antonians will not be paying that tax. And it's also true that those monies, those particular funds, cannot be used for other purposes but for downtown development purposes. So anything other than that is just inaccurate.
Well, I love the way that you explain it there, because I think that's what most people are having a difficult time with. It is confusing, and there's so many things that are put out there, and people don't know what is true and what is not. So I think what I'm hearing you say is we just need to take this thing one step at a time as we get to each one. Okay.
Correct. And the others are different forms of fees like these that the city has and others. But at no point does any of this increase property taxes or do anything of that nature where the people have to come out of pocket for this whole project. And let me just say, this first step, in my opinion, is truly critical because it involves our beloved Spurs. And the Spurs really should be downtown. I don't know whether you know this or not, but the NBA did a survey of the, quote, fan experience in all 30 of their markets. And that is a survey of fans with their before game and after game habits when they attend the game. And the Spurs ranked 30th out of the 30 teams in the league in terms of the fan experience. Fan experience would be, if it was downtown, people agree beforehand to have dinner before they go to the game at one of the nearby restaurants or on the Riverwalk, or have a drink, then go to the game, and then maybe retire to one of those same places after the game. It's a much different experience that you find today at Staples Center in Los Angeles, or the Boston Garden, or downtown Washington, or many of the Toyota Center in downtown Houston, which is now surrounded by a whole series of fan experience events because they also have the baseball team close by. So it's just the way sports are evolving in our country. They have great impact on the development of a downtown, and San Antonio with Hemisphere is a natural for that kind of experience between the Riverwalk and Hemisphere and the surrounding hotels and the surrounding restaurants. It would be a great fan experience, and there's no reason that we should be 30 out of 30.
I totally agree with that. Henry Cisneros joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I don't understand our current mayor's position in, one, seemingly talking about misinformation about how this money could be used for other things, and she brings up low-income housing. You were the HUD secretary under Bill Clinton. You understand that element, but you just said this money cannot be used for projects like that. Is that correct?
Under state law, the funds that are being described cannot be used for any other purposes but for downtown-type development, and that's what's being done here. It simply is not correct to say, this money could be used for affordable housing or this money could be used. We have these other needs, of course, in education, in housing, in other things. But the truth of the matter is, in our system, the more we generate income, the more we generate wealth, the more we generate economic activity, the more we create jobs, the likelier we're able then to expand the economic base and the tax base and do all of these other things that clearly we need to keep doing. But that really is the American way. That's the enterprise way that we do these things. We grow the economy, and out of that, we bring new people into the mix. But these particular funds cannot be used for any other purpose. Now, let me just say, with respect to, the opposition, I watched the opposition through sports transactions in other cities literally run their teams away. And the classic case is Oakland, which once had the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, playing in Oakland. They now play in San Francisco. They had the Oakland A's baseball team, Joe, as you know. Mm-hmm. They're now playing in Sacramento en route to Las Vegas. And they have the Oakland Raiders football team that is now the Las Vegas Raiders. They had 3 professional level teams, and they lost them all. And Oakland is a place in a downward spiral because the whole country understands they're not investing, they're not generating the economic base that's going to support a population. So I think we're just so blessed to have a team that's won 5 championships, to have a team that is beloved. I can't recall any single moment in San Antonio that has ever brought our city together like the nights when the Spurs have won NBA championships and people converge on the downtown from every part of the city. Every arterial into the city is congested with people gathering at the center to celebrate. And we've done it 5 times. And never has San Antonio been as united as in those moments. And I just hope people unite and understand, let's do this. It's practical. It's reachable. It's not at anybody's, expense. People are going to come in from out of town, and because we have a strong convention business, and they're going to help pay this tax, and people are going to rent cars, and they're going to help pay this tax. Let's just get it done and keep the Spurs intact and downtown.
Well, the Spurs are part of the city's identity, as you well know, and most people do. I mean, you mentioned San Antonio or anywhere I am, even if people don't know what business I'm in. Yep. It's like, oh, how the Spurs, how's Wemby? And it is just a part of our identity here. I'm curious, Mr. Cisneros, how close or is this particular vote for the hotel motel tax as it was to the Alamo Dome? Is this the same type of tax that we're looking at?
The Alamo Dome was a sales tax, general sales tax, so it was a little broader. But we did figure out that a good percentage of the sales tax was paid by visitors to San Antonio. Yet, what we were able to do is build the dome with 5 years of sales tax that then sunsetted. It phased out, and we were able to raise enough in those 5 years to build the dome without leaving debt for the city. It was essentially paid off with that money over 5 years. We had to do a little bonding to bridge it to there because the money didn't all come in those first years that you're under construction. But the long and short is that building, despite some critique, and there's been many critics over the years, has made possible NBA championship. The first championship the Spurs won was in their years in the Dome. NCAA football, a bowl game, NCAA Final Four several times, women Final Four several times, volleyball championships nationally, and of course we wouldn't have a Division I UTSA team without the Dome. So a city our size, we're now 1.5 million people, needs to have quality gathering places. It's just part of being a city. And the Dome has played its role. And now to have the Spurs downtown in their own arena designed specifically for basketball, that's the right thing to do for San Antonio.
Former Mayor Henry Cisneros here on the Blitz. Of course, I think the Alamo Dome might be one of your more signature accomplishments during your time as mayor. And we think about the Spurs, and you mentioned Oakland leaving. There's a headline in the Express News on my SA today from a speaking engagement you did earlier today. Oakland level embarrassed. Former mayor warns of dangers of losing the Spurs. Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones, every time that is brought up, says she doesn't want to operate from a place of fear. And my thought is, I'm not operating from a place of fear. I'm operating from a place of reality, because even though the Spurs have never threatened to move, we all have seen cities lose their teams when they don't get the help on getting new buildings. You've been in a lot of these kind of meetings. How real of a threat would it be if this thing fails?
Well, the Spurs are not going to say that. because the Spurs have been great citizens of our community, and they're good people, and they're not gonna get even in the slightest distance of what might sound like a threat. But as you say, there is reality. And the reality is that we have a city like Seattle sitting there 20 years now without a team because they lost their team and they're now the Oklahoma City Thunder. And they were in the NBA championship. You look at other cities like Las Vegas that has already gotten professional teams, but they're missing an NBA team. They don't have that particular box checked. And then you look at Austin up the road. There will be people the morning after an election loss who are starting to feel their way toward creating an opportunity for the Spurs, which are not owned by the local group alone anymore. We have other investors from other places, and they're going to look at, well, where is a city that's willing to invest if San Antonio is not? So I will just tell you from experience, the morning after an election in which we reject the Spurs proposition, the world is going to change in terms of how many people believe that there's an opportunity to move the Spurs and what kind of economic proposition they make that is just, too great. The Los Angeles Lakers just sold for $10 billion. What are the Spurs worth on that scale? I don't know. Maybe it's $5 billion. Maybe it's $4 billion. I don't know. But whatever it is, there's people out there who can spend that kind of money to buy a team and move a team. So the Spurs are not going to say it, and I'm not authorized to speak for the Spurs. This is me talking just from what I have seen around the country. And I think we put getting into this debate and even having the potential to lose this election is like walking into a storehouse of dynamite with a lighted match and saying, well, what could possibly go wrong here?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
great
a great
analogy, yeah.
That's a great way to look at it. I'm just curious. We are a little more than a month away from this election. Obviously, early voting starts within less than 3 weeks away. What needs to happen from a Spurs perspective, from folks like you who are doing a great job of letting certainly our listeners know the facts of this thing and how it plays out? What needs to be done between now and then, Mr. Cisneros, to get this thing and unconfuse people, for lack of a better phrase?
Well, I think probably the main thing that needs to be done is we need to just explain in simple and truthful terms to the people what the reality of this tax is, what the opportunity is here to enliven the entire downtown, and what is the best way to really nurture the Spurs to their next championship and beyond for years to come. Explain is my answer. We need to explain it to people in direct and simple terms, and I think people will get it, and they understand. Right now there's a lot of opposition in the wind, and there's a lot of arguments out there in the wind, but we just need to do, some clear explaining, and I think that means using social media and putting trusted people on the air to explain. We have all kinds of people in San Antonio, like former Mayor Nirenberg, people like Hope Andrade, our former Secretary of State, people in the business community, people in the civic community who are trusted and who are experienced. Put their faces on social media, have them tell the story in a repeated and simple way. Those are the kinds of things we need to be doing, I think.
Henry Cisneros, one of those trusted voices, joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We are a sports station. You think about, teams right now, NFL teams getting ready for the games this week. They're studying film, trying to figure out what the other team does well, and they try to exploit that. In politics, I figure it's kind of the same. Do you ever sit back and wonder, what is the game plan Gina Ortiz-Jones is using right now? Because quite honestly, I can't figure out what her plan is because she's using the same talking points before even the term sheet vote. I'm trying to figure out what her game plan is. Have you figured it out yet?
You know what? I'm gonna refrain from criticizing the current mayor or the current leadership. It's just not, I think, very, very productive. All I'm going to say is this is boiled down to a very simple proposition. After all the talk about Project Marvel and other aspects of it and various other sources of revenues, et cetera, it boils down to a very simple reality. On that November night, a day, we're going to have a vote in San Antonio. It's about taking the hotel venue tax from the county and the rental tax from the county and applying it as part of the equation to build an arena for the Spurs. There are other resources, including about $500 million from the Spurs themselves up to a more substantial investment backing the rest of the project. I just want to see the arena get built, and I want to see it get built downtown. And so to me, right now, let's just focus on what is the task at hand, persuading people, sufficient number of people across the entire county, not just the city, the entire county, that our regional future includes having a professional sports team, our only one, the NBA San Antonio Spurs, continue to represent us in the national stage. Tell me another vehicle by which San Antonio's name is mentioned on nighttime newscasts in New York and Chicago, in Los Angeles and Seattle, in Atlanta, other than the Spurs. When we play in those cities, we're on their newscasts. When we play in the playoffs, we're in their living rooms. When we win NBA championships, we're all over their headlines. What other vehicle we've got that projects our city and translates into economic opportunity and economic development? There is none.
None.
Well
Absolutely.
said. Well said.
Well said. Former Mayor Henry Cisneros, you got a new book out as well, The Austin-San Antonio Mega Region, Opportunity and Challenge in the Lone Star State. Imagine we could all learn something from that as well.
I'm sure we
learned
could.
a lot in the last few minutes. Sir, appreciate you taking some time on what I know is a busy afternoon for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. My voice is fading away in a few minutes, and you guys just keep talking forever.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Henry
much.
Cisneros, former mayor, here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com.
Well, you have to agree with his approach there. He's not going to criticize the current mayor, and I think that's probably a good idea. But what I did learn today from Mayor Cisneros is keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, one step at a time. And the first step is the vote on November 4th for the tourist tax or whatever they're calling it, and that's what we're voting on. That's what we should be focused on first and foremost.
And again, I'm not asking them to criticize the mayor. I'm trying to figure out really what is her game plan from a political strategy, because I don't play in the political world very often, but I don't understand her game plan at all.
I got an idea. If she were to come on the show, we could ask her that question, and maybe she could explain it.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, that could happen.
There's that.
I don't know. If you want to react to anything that the former Mayor Henry Cisneros had to say, you're more than welcome to do that. If you're listening and watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you can comment there if you'd like. You can also get Jason on Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinigle 210, or you can give us a phone call. It's easy to do that. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. We'll continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. Up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
You're riding with the Blitz. After Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Eddie in Alabama. 06 Mustang GT Shaker 500. $5,000.
All right, I'll think about it.
Charlie, have you noticed that we have trouble coming to terms with customers in Alabama?
Yeah, they're kind of like hard-ass like Oklahoma, too.
The common denominator here is meth and great football.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
You're on the list for Macy's Fall VIP Sale. That means you're invited to save big on this season's top designer looks at prices you'll love. Like an extra 30% off Calvin Klein, Steve Madden, Hugo Boss, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty and fragrance from Estee Lauder, Lancome, and so many others. This only happens a few times a year. Don't miss the Fall VIP Sale. Today, only at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Prepare for a cosmic convergence like no other. SpaceCon 2025, landing in San Antonio October 24th to 26th. Meet legends from across the galaxies. Elizabeth Olsen, Brie Larson, Paul Bettany, Ian McDermott, Karen Gillan, Carrie Ann Moss, David Duchovny, and more. I've been waiting years for this. SpaceCon 2025, the universe is ready for you. Tickets available at SpaceConSA.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got a good one going on in Cleveland. Major League Baseball playoffs, Detroit, Cleveland. It is the Tigers leading that one 2-1. The winner will move on. The loser will have to go home. We do have NFL football tonight. The 49ers take on the Rams in L.A. San Francisco is going to be without starting quarterback Brock Purdy. Re-aggravated his toe injury in the loss to Jacksonville on Sunday. You can hear it right here on 94.1 at 6:30.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Howdy, howdy. It's Thursday in San Antonio. Thank you for listening, being here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We appreciate it however you're doing that. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix. And
you really
great
go
Thursday.
howdy?
Howdy, howdy.
You gave us a double howdy?
A double howdy.
Double howdy.
Why not?
No,
Howdy.
why
Howdy.
not? There
Why
you
not?
go.
Why not? We're going to talk to Andrew Monaco tomorrow, so
we practice
getting my howdies ready for him.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yes.
We've got Stephen Jones coming up in about 30 minutes, but a lot of people reacting to our conversation just now with former Mayor Henry Cisneros. Lots of interesting comments in the YouTube chat. Way too many to read, but you can just head over to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. A lot of different ideas, and that's what's great about debate. A couple of the things that Henry Cisneros said that make a lot of sense. One, we need to simplify things. This first vote is about the Spurs Arena. And you think about Project Marvel as a whole. And this is something that Ron Nuremberg said on our show several weeks ago. Project Marvel was a cool name, but it's a little misleading.
It is.
What did he say? It needs to be just Project Downtown.
Downtown, right.
But the first step is this $311 million bond thing coming up in November that's just for the arena as part of the hotel tax.
That
right?
gets the arena started.
That's step one.
It's step one in the arena itself, not the rest of Project Marvel, but just the arena itself. And that's the first thing we need to talk about. And I appreciate what he said because you're right. You get into all the different numbers and all the different things and I mean, your head can spin.
Yep.
And so I think he's exactly right. And I love how he put that. You just keep it one step at a time. And then this one passes. Hopefully we move on to the next step and so on and so forth. And I think that was genius, the way that he described that.
And not operating from a place of fear, Gina Ortiz-Jones, but a place of reality in which the mayor did agree. If the election doesn't go the Spurs' way in early November, that very next morning, there are going to be cities that are going to execute plans that are already being worked on right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I promise you, there are groups in various cities that have a plan that if things don't go right, they don't get started after the vote loses. You know, there are communities that have staff that work on this, that, and the other, and you know their Spurs are a part of that. And if the election doesn't go to the Spurs' way, they're not going to say, well, hey, guys, let's have a meeting. Let's figure out if we can go lure San Antonio and get the Spurs. No, those groups have already put together plans that are just waiting for the right opportunity. And if that November vote doesn't go the way the Spurs want it to, their phones are going to be ringing.
November 5th. They'll be ringing.
And that's not me saying that. That was Henry Cisneros saying that.
Well, but it's absolutely true. And you just have to look around the country and see what happens. I hate being compared to Oakland, I'll be honest with you, because that place is a dump. But they've lost everything because they wouldn't put the money into upgrading some of their facilities. So the A's, the Raiders, and even the Golden State Warriors said, well, adios. And I tell you, it's insult to injury. And where I think he's coming from when he's talking about an Oakland embarrassment, if the Warriors move from Oakland to San Francisco, what if the Spurs move from San Antonio to Austin? I mean, how embarrassing and humiliating would that be for us here?
Could you imagine? Because you see this in the Bay Area. It's still your team. We just moved.
Yeah.
That's how they market themselves in San Francisco. I mean, they just moved across the river.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, they're just moving up I-35, but we're still San Antonio.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no.
Maybe we'll get 2 games.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah,
know.
maybe it would turn the tables, right? We'd get a couple of games here.
210-656-ESPN. Of course, they'll play in the Alamo Dome. 656-3776. Jesse, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. Joe just touched it right now. What if the Spurs move to Austin? And then they send their B League team, D League team, G League team, whatever it's called nowadays. What if they send it to San Antonio? We get stuck with the summer team. You know, the roles change. But what I wanted to touch base also is when the mayor goes on these news TV stations, are they? I haven't seen her interviews or the programming. Are they fact-checking her, or are they just letting her, because that's not proper journalism. Are they just letting her just do whatever she wants, or are they also, having a conversation with her back and forth, fact-checking?
Well, have you seen them? Yeah.
I haven't seen them, Jesse, so I hate to comment whether they are or whether they're not. I know that Pledge pulled the interview from KSAT that we ran yesterday, and he said there was no follow-up. And he listened to the entire thing. So I'll certainly take Pledge's word for that. But, I hate – I'm kind of like Henry. I don't want to criticize another politician or another newscaster unless it's absolutely necessary.
Although you also understand in the TV business, and she understands this too, they go in and her segments are 3 or 4 minutes long.
Right.
And you only get a couple of questions in there. And I don't know how those work. But, in TV, so many times video has to match. So, okay, we're going to ask this one, and we're going to roll this video while you're talking and, and have the graphics that are right. So they're a little bit more pre-produced. But she's talking in talking points. And they're short segments. I don't necessarily know they're set up to debate. Like, hey, you know what? That's not true. I honestly, I don't know.
Well, no, that could be, and I could see a guy like our good friend Barry Davis. He would push back, and I'm not singling him out because of that or saying somebody else wouldn't. But look, you can push back if it's time to push back. You just tell the producer or director in the back to just hang on.
Yeah,
I mean and that's fine. But yeah, if she says something like, if I would have heard what she said yesterday, and I'd have been interviewing her. I'm going to say I would have flat out said that's not true.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think you have to as a credible journalist. Now, I don't know if the folks from KSAT did that or not, and I'm not going to say one or the other because I don't know. But, there are times when you have to push back and you have to say you can't just let somebody spout whatever they want to spout on your airways, and if it's not true, you just let them go. It's just you can't do that.
Yeah, it's that's why I'm curious. What is her game plan here, or – since she loves the word data, everything that you're saying, where's the data to back up what she is saying, right? Because maybe I would like to think that she has a lot more information and knowledge on this than I do, than you do.
You would think.
Than you driving in your car, than you sitting in your office watching on YouTube right now. She should have more information. And I know there's a couple of times she has brought up future years and stuff that's going to be there. That would, all right, but what is that? Don't just tell me, oh, yeah, well, I know what's coming around the corner. Then tell me what's coming around the corner, because I don't want to say that would change my mind, but it might. But she doesn't do that, so I call BS on it.
Well, I just think she's going from a standpoint, just from what I hear, and I would love for her to explain how she's going about it, but to confuse people, because it's a confusing issue.
Yep.
And I think Henry Cisneros gave us a game plan and a blueprint and to move forward. One step at a time. Don't involve all of this other stuff in there. And if we just start explaining this particular vote on November 4th, I think we're all going to be a lot better off.
And that also might be why, the entire project, there might be some holes in there that she's trying to punch. And that's why Henry is saying we just need to focus on the arena first. Let's get that, and then this part of it. You know, the Land Bridge and the Alamo Dome parts can be way down the road, but right now it's getting the Wemby Center downtown. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you want to comment, you can tweet at Joe Reinagle 210, tweet at me at Jason Minix, or comment there on the YouTube page as well.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a topic that everybody's going to want to talk about and get their 2 cents worth on. We're going to talk to Stephen Jones, the COO of the Dallas Cowboys, coming up at the bottom of the hour at 4:30. He's going to join us to talk a little Cowboys football. Until then, if you want to comment on this, and we'll talk a little Spurs in the next segment too. But if you've got something to say about Project Downtown, then you're more than welcome to do so. Please do that. We'll continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, come on! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Pre-game starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. You like that? How about them Cowboys? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. When you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you might not get a lot of wins, but the players, they're still playing. Which ones are overhyped, which ones aren't, you know that. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash. It is so good to be right. You know, last week following the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, the season isn't great, but Dak's throwing for numbers. I keep following. I love what's going on with Dak, and I would keep following the more than as we keep going through the season. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You love CD Lamb, you love Saquon Barkley, you can play him 3 different ways. And whether it's a friend or a celebrity partner or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create. It's a new feed there on Prize Picks. Listen, it feels great to be right, and being right on Prize Picks means money. Download the Prize Pick app today and use the code Alamo to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. This is code Alamo to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with a Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the HEB Plus, located at 4100 New Braunfels Avenue in McCreeless Market, San Antonio, from 9 a.m. to noon on Sunday, October 5th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys Tailgate Tour presented by HEB.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's a Friday on the Morning Huddle. It's a football Friday, friends. We got big games galore, including Texas and Texas A&M in action. And Rob, your Cowboys are back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle to see if they can carry the game up to the Jets. And while football's still going, the Spurs are finish out their first week of practice. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a great Thursday afternoon in San Antonio, I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix, and well, a lot of talk about what's going on or what's about to happen in a vote November the 4th.
Yeah, great conversation earlier with Henry Cisneros and all the information that is out there, accurate, inaccurate, and then Don Harris driving to work says, man, I'm going to call in and talk to those guys as well. Don Harris from News 4, what's going on, man?
Fellas, on my way to Ferris Stadium for a big Gucci Bowl game tonight.
Oh, yeah, Churchill and Clark. Hey, check out the Frito. Well, you're a Ferris. I'm Gus tomorrow. Have a Frito pie over there tonight.
Okay, I will do the Jason Minix Frito pie tour.
Nothing wrong with that, man. What are you hearing on Project Marvel right now? One of the things that Henry told us is we need to simplify things and not think about it as this massive, massive project. Focus on getting the Spurs arena done first.
Yeah, and, you know, I interviewed Henry, I guess, about 3 weeks ago, and he said similar things. He brought up Oakland and talked about Seattle and Austin and those other threats. He paid real close attention to Oakland and what happened there, and they lost a few votes. He also brought up Kansas City, which lost a vote, and the Chiefs were seriously looking at other places. Now, the fact that they're the Chiefs, they didn't go. But I think the simplification of the messaging is got to be clear. And right now, people are so confused with the TERS and the project finance zone and the hotel occupancy tax. There's a lot of muddied waters, which I think is what the opposition wants and likes. And I think really this thing comes down to only one thing, and that is voter turnout. And so if your listeners are driving down the road and they're saying, of course, we're for a new Spurs arena. Of course, we're for the Spurs not leaving and going to Austin. Of course, we want this thing to be done. It's going to pass. And they don't actually go register and vote, then this thing has a chance to fail. Because although the opposition, I believe, is really, really a small group of people, the squeaky wheel sometimes gets the grease. And they're organized. And, you know, maybe 10% of San Antonio decides this thing. I think 150,000 voters in a city of 1.5 million would be a big turnout. I think it's probably less than that. And so turnout is going to be everything. And I think between now and November 5th, the messaging is going to have to be clear. We're going to have a town hall on this on October 15th. David Chancellor and I are going to moderate it and have people on both sides of the issue. But I think it's comical almost that the opposed people keep bringing up they want an independent analysis of data. My question to them would be, what would the numbers have to be for you to say, yes, I'm for this, right?
That's a great question.
I don't believe there's a number. I don't think there's a number that would change their minds.
There's not, Don.
If you go to the Cops Metro website, they are telling people they're opposed to this because they want money to go to public streets and such and flooding control and all of this programs, which is impossible. This arena funding plan does not include general funds and couldn't be used for that anyway. So that's, again, a way that they confuse it. Oh, tax money. And people are confused. But the key is visitors are paying for it. This is money given by the state or a program allowed by the state for you to have this project finance zone that can only go towards arenas and professional sports and convention facilities and cannot be used for other programs. And if you don't take advantage of it, the money goes to other cities like Dallas, who wants to build a new arena, Austin, and the others. So there's a lot of confusion there. I believe the 3 city council people that voted against and our mayor who voted against are fundamentally opposed to public money being used for stadiums like this. And the other ones identify on their websites as democratic socialists, and you go and look at their platform, they're opposed to things like this. The mayor hasn't said she's opposed. She just keeps saying, I want more information.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she's opposed. Everything that
of course
she
her actions say she's opposed. Don, we're up against it with Stephen
100%.
Jones
right.
about to join us, but yeah, she's against it.
Vote is the key.
Absolutely.
Between now and then, you guys' show, mine, others, are going to have to encourage people to get out to vote.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, this is a Bexar County vote.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't have to just live in San Antonio. Anywhere in Bexar County, you can vote on this thing. So
yeah, have a good call tonight with the Gucci Bowl.
Okay, real quick. She says, you're going to have to vote on this twice. I want to vote on this twice because if you're in the city and you're in the county, it's going to cost you twice. In reality, it costs you nothing.
Exactly right.
It costs visitors. Yes.
Yep. Good stuff.
Thanks, Don.
Appreciate you. Don Harris from News 4. The Gucci Bowl, him and Chuck tonight on the call.
The Gucci Bowl. Usually that's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
They're putting it in the middle now.
Well, it's a district game.
I get it.
I know.
But,
it's a district game.
Man, that used to kick off
Thursday
the
Night
season.
Lights.
Used to always do that. And those kids don't have a damn clue what Gucci is.
Yeah, they get educated.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
I guess they do. We're going to get educated, we hope. Stephen Jones with the Dallas Cowboys joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
So you're the new girl, huh?
I am the new girl. Thank you so much for getting me this job.
You got a boyfriend?
No, not right now.
You ever date older men?
You really look a lot like my Uncle Skip.
You like my pants?
I do like those pants. Those are nice.
You want me to take them off? You probably didn't notice, but I'm the governor.
Okay.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinigle. You know, summer is behind us, so now is the time to get your roof inspected and be ready for whatever winter has in store for us. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're a local, family-owned company. You know, the folks at Stevens Roofing deal with the same weather we do. Your roof protects your home. It protects your family. For comfort, confidence, and peace of mind, get your roof buttoned up for winter. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or go to stevensroofing.net.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Hey, it's football season and your furry MVP deserves a win. Hey, it's Rob, and reminding you, Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit in Selma is a luxury pet care resort with over 17,000 square feet of fun, plus training, spa days, and acres to play. Book today at 210-750-1298.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything, unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Pre-game starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim B.
You like that? How about them Cowboys?
94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys taking on the Jets this Sunday after a thriller at AT&T Stadium last Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
And let's talk about it with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And Stephen, you know, Joe and I were at the game on Sunday night, 40-40. You leave kind of, with no win or loser. And a lot of talk this week, should the NFL figure out a way not to have ties. From your seat, league level, is that something the NFL will address?
We've always addressed it in a big way, and always looking for the best ways to end up in a tie. But the bigger thing that's crept in, as you know, over the years is player health and safety. And then the fairness of, how you come up with the winner in overtime, and between the combination of wanting to give both teams a chance, but not wanting to keep our players out on the field for too long. Because, as you know, it's a grueling game. It's a long game, 3 hours of a lot of strain. To go into 5 quarters is a lot. And so, I don't see a whole lot changing because we go into this every year and extensively. And I think we've come up with a good solution, and I think everybody's come to the conclusion that if it's done right and fair, which we think we have with both teams getting a possession, then I don't see a lot changing.
Stephen, Jason and I saw you and Jerry in your box, and I'm just curious how you guys reacted to the end of that game, and with it being a tie. How do you feel about your team ending with a tie football game?
Well, it's a different feeling for sure. I can only define it in one way. It's a lot better than losing, but it's not near as good as winning. So it's kind of like you just kind of left what just happened. And certainly we had our chances to win that game. We needed to get a turnover or a stop or, make a play at the right time. And I'm sure Green Bay feels the same way. But, it was an entertaining game for the fans. It was one of the most watched Sunday night games ever. And certainly a lot of fireworks and a lot of work we know that we have to do to be the type of team we want to be, but it was certainly an entertaining game.
Certainly was. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys here on the Blitz. This Sunday you get the New York Jets. I'm just curious who's all going to be available. You got a lot of starters that look like they could miss some time this week.
Yeah, we're trying to get our hands around that. We are a little beat up right now, and that's my point on overtime. You really do got to look out for player health and safety because, these guys do get fatigued as you head into that fifth quarter, and it's noticeable when you're a coach on the sideline. But, we're hoping some of these guys can rally. But obviously we have some pretty good injuries in the offensive line. We were already missing two, and we got a couple who are going to be questionable between Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith. Certainly not sure where Turpin's going to be at this point with his foot injury. We'll know more as we progress this week. And then the safety situation as well, with Hooker back there. So we've got some, obviously some things we got to look at.
Stephen, I'm curious to get your reaction to this. We heard Trayvon Diggs yesterday say he's more comfortable playing man-to-man back there in the secondary. And I know Matt Eberflus is more of a zone-type coach. How does that work by your perspective? Coaches adjust to the player adjust to the coach, or maybe a little of both?
It's both. At the end of the day, it's both. And, I think Matt would be the first to tell you he's not a zone-only guy. I think when we were, the first of the years, after the first game between Bland and Diggs, and then our third-round pick, we've had some injuries there as well. And working through getting, through these injuries. But Bland and Diggs are starting to come around and, close to being 100%. So certainly we want to use, their skill sets. And, Matt's really good at doing both. He's got his philosophies, but he also wants to use the skill sets of the players we have on this roster, which obviously Diggs and Bland have played at very high levels for us over the years.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, I know you're dealing with a lot of injuries, and that might get Jaden Blue on the field this week, active for his NFL debut. Either in the backfield if Miles Sanders can't go, and if Terp's having some issues, could we see Blue in a return game?
Yeah, Sanders is a little banged up. As we know, he couldn't play in the second half the other night, and certainly Jaden's getting a lot of reps this week, and an opportunity there may be there for him to step up and get some opportunities.
Go get a win this week in New York, Stephen. Appreciate you taking some time with us this afternoon.
Great being on. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com.
Well, interesting.
Does seem like Blue's going to play.
Well, I think he's going to, just because he has to at this point in time. I don't think Miles Sanders, he did not practice again today, got a knee and ankle injury. Unless something happens tomorrow and he improves overnight, it looks like Jaden Blue will get an opportunity to do something. And I think bringing up kick returns, if Turpin is not there, that could be a good spot for him as well. And somebody's got to spell Javonte Williams also.
Well, and again, you think about The Cowboys going into this Jets game, they're going to be without CeeDee Lamb. They could be without their third receiver in Kevontae Turpin, who's also their number one rush guy. Miles Sanders is out. Your left tackle's dealing with a concussion protocol. Your guard, your center, and your right guard. That's a lot of starters. And you think about the depth of the team. I mean, there's reasons why Mingo's now seemingly, I don't want to say healthy, but his practice window is open. Flournoy made some catches the other night. This game against the Jets, a lot of it because of injury, could be a long day. And then you've got the defense. Justin Fields, dude, he's got a receiver. Just throw it near him, right?
He does.
I mean, Russell Wilson was doing that for Malik Neighbors, right? It's that kind of thing. And then, of course, Justin Fields has the ability to run. Now, you brought up Trayvon Diggs' comments to Steven. And Matt, according to Steven, isn't a zone-only guy. But he's been seemingly zone-only with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. He really has.
And it is possible that Matt Eberflus is looking at his personnel and thinking zone-only is the only way they can go right now to be competitive, which, while Trayvon Diggs says, dude, I'm better at man-to-man, and stats prove you're better at man-to-man historically, but maybe with your current knee situation, man-to-man might not be the way to go because you're going to need some help.
Well, dude, they need something. I mean, it's not working what they're doing right now.
Well, it's not, but, I mean, Matt Eberflus isn't a dumb coach. We might be mad at him right now, and I'm ready to fire Flus, too, after 4 games. But, we're overreacting. But
it's what we do.
But what is the reason he is being so stubborn? Because Bland is dealing with foot, and Diggs is coming off that knee injury. Is it possible in practice, when they do run man-to-man, dudes are running by him? So is that why he is staying zone to try to get them some help? There's got to be a logical reason, and clearly Matt Eberflus isn't going to sit up at the podium and say, you know what, Diggs is right. But he's going about 12 miles an hour slower right now as he's rehabbing his knee. He can't do it.
I guess the one play that I do recall, and Diggs was man-to-man, and he kind of fell and stumbled and left the guy wide open for an easy touchdown. So that could be it. That could be it. I just thought with Diggs making those comments, I want to hear what Steven had to say about it, and obviously he was very politically correct.
Well, and again, this was Diggs on, dude, I want to play more man.
I feel like just getting accustomed, to the system and where the routes are going to be, where the routes are going to end up, putting yourself in position to make plays. I want to say it's more complex, but when you playing man, you're right there with the person. You're literally right there. He go over the field, you go over the field too. And then you covering the area, so you have to cover an area and be in position to make the play. So I feel like it just comes with repetition, getting the feel for it. I feel like as the weeks been coming, it's been getting way easier, and I feel like we're on our way to getting the ball and being on our way to making plays.
Well, it sounds like he's positive about it. Maybe he is adjusting to it and getting better. A couple of things, though. I just think man-to-man, yes, you can get burned, but they're getting burned now. I just think if you try and do that a little more often, you may be allowing yourself to bring a little more pressure, get some pressure on the quarterback, and obviously pressure saves a defensive back many times.
Well, and again, my expectation for this defense coming in wasn't very high. Little surprised they gave up what they gave up to the New York Giants. Green Bay holding them to 40 is kind of a win. But it just goes back to Dak Prescott in this offense. They're going to have to score around 30, north of 30 every game for them to have a chance. And I do believe that includes this week. Dak Prescott is playing right now at an extremely high level. It's clear he is on the same page with Schottenheimer. He's seeing the field well. He's always been a prepared guy. His preparation, everybody's always bragged about that, anybody that's worked with him. But you just go and you look at the numbers that Dak Prescott has put up this year. And, he's ranked right now number 1 in passing yardage, and it's a completion percentage. He hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions, and a couple of them have been tipped passes, his touchdown passes. And so Dak Prescott is off to an impressive start. And the question now, though, his line in front of him on Sunday against the Jets, Terrence Steele might be the only regular starter.
Yeah.
I mean, Guyton is in concussion protocol. We don't know if Booker, Guyton, Smith, who else is on the offensive line? Because BB's already out, so he's not on the injury report because he's on IR. But Booker's got an ankle, Guyton a concussion, and Tyler Smith's got a knee.
Yeah, that's tough. You lose all of those guys, and obviously BB. So you're right. 4 of the 5 could very well miss this football game. I mean, that's tough. And the only guy you got left is Terrence Steele. Wow.
Like I said.
that's a problem. Well, look, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. When you look at the Cowboys, injury report, it's interesting. And you think about the San Francisco 49ers tonight in the same situation. So that's why you got 54 guys or 52 guys or whatever it is. And
53, but 46 on the act.
Exactly.
But again,
that's why you got those guys.
I mean, but Turpin's got the foot, didn't practice yesterday or today. Didn't sound like Steven was overly optimistic that he would be able to go. Deron Bland was full today. Jonathan Mingo limited. Nealand limited. Kalen Carson limited. I mean, so while you might get some guys to help on the defensive side, Malik Hooker didn't practice yesterday or today. He's dealing with a toe.
Well, look, I think the guys that are limited, the good news is, if you're looking for some good news, Carson most likely is going to play. Nealand probably will play. Mingo and Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, most likely will play. If they're limited and then they go full tomorrow, they'll be fine. So it's not all bad news. I guess the main concern right now, obviously, and especially if you're Dak Prescott, is that offensive line. Look, the Jets are 0-4. I get that. But they're not a bad football team. I mean, they're not. They've got some weapons. And if you take this game lightly, you're going to get beat. And so the Cowboys need to go up to the Meadowlands and take this thing serious, play offense the way they played offense against Green Bay, and walk out of there with a win. This is a football team that I would not take lightly. I don't care what their record says. Justin Fields is probably he's not a good quarterback. He's very inconsistent, but they do have a good running back. They've got a good receiver. They've got a good corner on the other side. So, I mean, they've got some players.
When you look at this 0-4 Jets team, when did the Meadowlands go away? In the 90s? But when you look at, they lost by 2 in the opener to Pittsburgh. They got blown out by Buffalo. They lost by 2 to Tampa Bay. And they lost by 6 to Miami. I mean, this
exactly.
This is a team that probably feels like they are far better than an 0-4 team. But do you trust them?
Well, no, you don't
and
trust
again,
them.
We were all watching on Monday night, and that's what scares me, is Justin Fields with his legs. Because this is, to your point, to Steven's point, you play zone, you bring extra pressure, and if you don't get home, there's a whole lot of grass in front of Justin Fields for him to be able to run. And, as Trayvon Diggs said, that dude has wide receiver speed.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be running a lot, so we got to make sure that he doesn't run a lot, make sure that we contain him the best of our ability. He's a good quarterback, fast, like receiver fast, so, we got to make sure we stay on him and get him.
Do you have a spy on him? I mean, I saw the other night where I was watching Kansas City and Baltimore. Kansas City had a spy on Lamar Jackson the whole game. I mean, there was that one guy, his only responsibility was making sure Lamar Jackson didn't get out of the, get free. And for the most part, did a pretty good job. I wonder if the Cowboys do something similar with Justin Fields.
It's possible. And did Fields start his career with Eberflus in Chicago? We saw what Caleb Williams did. I mean, that Eberflus defense has the ability to make Russell Wilson look like a Hall of Famer again, has the ability to make Caleb Williams look like a true, legitimate superstar quarterback in the NFL. And then you get Justin Fields coming up this way, who likely is to have his best game. It's all going to come back to Dak Prescott. Can Dak Prescott outscore the New York Jets? Because that defense, you can't rely on them to get a stop. You just heard Steven just, we were hoping for a stop. Hope is not a good plan.
Well, it's not a good plan, but at the same token, Green Bay didn't get a stop either. And so, I mean.
And that's why I'm saying it's going to be on Dak Prescott.
Well, it could very well be. I think the defense has more of an opportunity against the Jets to get a stop than maybe they did against Green Bay. Just because, Green Bay's better than the Jets, I would say at this point in time. So, look, again, though, this is not going to be I hope Cowboy fans are not going into this game like we all went into the Chicago Bears game, thinking this is easy. It's going to be a rout, no problem. Because if you're doing that, if the Cowboys are doing that, they're going to get beat.
Well, they're not doing that now because they've learned their lesson.
Yeah, well,
yes, that's why I'm worried about this game. We were talking about this in the office. You look at that number, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it.
Well, the Cowboys are favored by 2.5? I think 2 or 2.5, something like that. The Cowboys are the favorite, though.
2.5 road favorites.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that.
Wow.
Not at all.
Because you lost your butt on that Chicago game, didn't you?
I did.
That is amazing.
And I never bet the Cowboys. That's my rule, but I was so confident going into Chicago.
Yes. Well, it's kind of like tonight's game, Minix.
What?
I'm very confident that the Rams are going to stomp San Francisco. That scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, but see, the number's 8.5 or 9. I got it at 6.5, so I feel pretty good about that.
Well, I feel pretty good about that too, but just saying.
It is there. To me, this game comes down to Dak Prescott. And I find it interesting that even though Dak Prescott is having the start that he is having, there are still people out there that refuse to give that guy credit. Now, there is a website today where they're grading all the quarterbacks in the division.
Yeah.
And Dak Prescott gets an A, which I was impressed to see. But then they rank the quarterbacks. And Dak Prescott right now is ranked number 10 with his A grade. Now, the rankings have Josh Allen at 1, Lamar at 2, Justin Herbert, Jaden Mahomes, Stafford, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, and Dak Prescott. In the same grades over the first 4 games, Patrick Mahomes gets a C. Jaden Daniels is incomplete. Dude has missed 2. But in the top 10 rankings, he's still at number 4.
Well, look, and I thought when I first read that article, I thought they were just doing it by division. But they're not, and they rank them. And I don't get it because he's saying, well, what they've done and what he projects they're going to do. Yeah, I was never the smartest student in the world, but when I got a report card, it was what I had done.
Yeah.
Not what I was about to do. I was never graded like that. So I lost a lot of respect for that particular list.
Well, that's, I mean, I look at this now. Granted, if you're going off reputation and you're projecting, Lamar's going to miss a couple of games.
He's going to miss at least 2, it looks like.
Right. But he's number 2. Like Josh Allen at 1, somewhere in the top 10 right now. I would say somewhere in the top 5, you need to put Dak Prescott if you're ranking what quarterbacks have done to this point. And at some point, based on what has happened at this point in the season, you would have to have Daniel Jones around the top 5 and definitely in the top 10.
I think you get Jared Goff. I think is another guy that's not getting any respect.
And
I think
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield's another one that this guy doesn't respect at all.
Well, he's at number 8.
Well,
and he got an A-, but Dak got an A. But he's ahead of, and I think that's just the Dak hate that narrative that's been out there.
Well, see, that's the problem. And you know I'm a Dak critic.
Yep.
You know that. Anybody listening to this show knows that. But I can't criticize the man right now. He is playing at a very high level. And there's nothing to criticize. And if you do that, you're just a hater. And that's all you are. I want to be critical when it's time to be critical. And when it's not, then you give the man his flowers. And right now, through 4 games, Dak Prescott deserves them.
And again, this week, Dak's going to have to put on a cape, and he's going to have to carry this team if they're going to walk out of New York with a win. I
think that's for the rest of the season, my friend.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get a CD back, if you're looking at George Pickens and Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo or Flournoy or, you know what I mean? You know, Jaden Blue in his debut, how is he going to be? And maybe he proves to be like a really good weapon. Like, man, why hasn't he played over the first couple of games? But then again, I look at if they truly have to go with 4 backup offensive linemen. I mean, right now you're looking at least 3, and it might be 4. How do you judge the run game? Now granted, they've gone over 100 yards rushing in every game. Brian Schottenheimer staying true to we are going to run the ball. But Dak Prescott, 40 passes. Look at his record when he has more than 40 attempts.
It's not good.
No,
it's not good.
No.
But the running game is good. And I think, look, I'm not all that worried about the offense. I'll be honest with you. Now, that offensive line is a concern this week. If all of those guys are out, that is a concern. And we'll have to talk about that on Monday. But otherwise, Pickens showed that he can be the guy while Lamb's out. And Ferguson's playing at a high level. I think even Tolbert is he's catching a couple of balls anyway. So I'm not worried about the offense. Not a Jalen Tolbert fan, but you got to use him.
Oh, man, that toe tap.
Yeah, that was good.
What the T's for in,
dude? That was
Jalen
great.
Tolbert.
That was very good.
It was one of those old man dad jokes that one of the players said on the sideline after that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Seemed like something you would say.
I probably would have. I wish I'd have thought of it. Goodness gracious. We're going to talk Spurs. We had former Mayor Henry Cisneros on, a little while ago here on the Blitz. If you missed that, we've got some sound bites from the former mayor, and he explains Project Downtown, Project Marvel, whatever you want to call it, very well. And I think the way that we should continue to do that as well moving forward. We'll hear from him. We'll hear from Wimby, in fact, when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
911, what's your emergency? October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help.
And Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Stop wasting money on hard water costs. Go get yourself a Connecticut water system. It's one of the few household appliances that pays for itself. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Connecticut water softener. Connecticut water softeners are specifically designed to solve virtually any water problem you may have. Living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that costs you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Connecticut water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform more efficiently with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. So, for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Connecticut today. 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE or ConnecticutSA.com.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Febreze.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So, I'm a plumber and needed to get work in the door.
So business was going down the drain?
Yeah, I went to Staples. They printed yard signs, business cards, even flyers to leave at supply stores.
But at what cost, man?
Well, I saved $125 on my order, and now I'm booked solid. Boom!
Back at ya. For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. Ends 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the crunch time hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Ponce. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Major League Baseball playoffs, the Detroit Tigers are moving on. They eliminate the Cleveland Guardians today. They win today 6-3. They win that series 2-1. In the National League, the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres playing to winner take all to see who moves on. And right now the Cubbies are winning that ball game in the bottom of the third, 2-0. And football tonight, 49ers, Rams right here on 94.1 at 6:30.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeehaw! It's a Thursday here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hope you're having a great Thursday out there. I know you are if you get off at 5 o'clock, because your Thursday is all but over. You're headed into Friday. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and that was pretty good yeehaw, huh?
It was something. It was something.
Wake up, everybody.
Boy, if you could have seen it, go watch on the YouTube page. You can just back it up a little bit and see the facial expression there from one Joseph Reinagel when he screamed yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, and while you're at the YouTube page, you can vote in our poll. Do you like the look of the Alamo Dome? Simple yes or no question. Right now, 55% say no. So the yeses have certainly closed the gap.
Yes, they have. The Alamo Dome is beautiful, and you should vote appropriately. Especially at night. It's just really pretty.
I don't know about that.
That's gorgeous.
If you are on Highway 90 eastbound,
yeah,
you might be screwed. according to TxDOT's Twitter, long-term lane closure alert.
Uh-oh.
Due to a crash involving a transport vehicle, US 90 eastbound at General McMullen is closed.
Oh, wow.
Traffic will be diverted onto the frontage road at Couples with access to 90 available just past General McMullen. In other words, you're going to be there a while. We don't often give traffic reports until you see something like that with the whole highway closed because of an accident. And generally, if they're doing that, it's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. You know what else is bad? The Detroit Tigers catcher named Derek Dingler. He's being interviewed right now on ESPN.
I'm glad it takes the postseason for you to realize there's a Dingler in the Major League Baseball.
It's Dylan Dingler, I guess it is. Yeah, well, dude. I don't watch American League Baseball. It's for wieners.
Uh-huh.
American League Baseball sucks.
I would
All
say
right.
go Stros, but they've gone fishing.
Hey, Mr. Dingler, congratulations. You win.
You realize there's another catcher named the Big Dumper?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
He's going to win MVP.
Well, maybe.
He should win MVP.
All right, yeah.
There's somebody at a radio station in New York that's probably going to not win an MVP award. Did you hear what happened on 10-10 wins?
I heard something about it, yeah.
Greg Rice, 10-10 wins at 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check of your AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
After another pretty warm day today, Lori, it is going to be cooling off quite a bit over the next few days, including tonight. The breeze is going to be picking up, and it is going to be cooler as it turns out, clear to partly cloudy.
No, yes.
Oh. Dude, are you right now?
I am. Don't look at me. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Wait, unplug it, maybe. Unplug it.
I don't know where that's coming from, Greg, but it seems to be we have another station on the air here. What is... I can't even...
Greg!
Try this again. We are getting a lot of interference right now on the line, but we're going to try to connect now with AccuWeather's Brian Thompson. Brian.
Well, Lori, we
While he does the weather, I'm going to go find out where the hell that is.
What's going on?
Unplug it, baby. That's got to be my favorite line in that whole thing.
I just can't imagine. You're like, I was like, we don't often do traffic, but, Highway 90 is closed. Let's go over to Pledge in the news. Or what are you watching over there on your computer? Pledge, how does that happen?
Wow.
Well, a theory of mine is somebody had a tab open they shouldn't have had on their when they went live, because a lot of the times they'll play these things off of a desktop through a pot.
Yep.
They'll have multiple tabs open, and one of those tabs controls their traffic updates, their weather, and they'll push play button.
So you don't think that was somebody live in another studio? Like if we had our board set up a little differently, we could pull up something on KTSA or pull up something on Jack FM.
I hope that wasn't live in another studio.
You ever listen to you used to do Drex in the morning. That could have been a part of that show.
We never had vibrators, though, I promise you.
Not that you know of.
Good, well, maybe... Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff went on, Drex in the morning, for sure. But nobody in there ever said, unplug it, baby. Oh, my goodness. I got to see that video. I got to see the look on those anchors' faces. Was they're trying to
that's
figure
a great
out
idea, because all I heard was
on.
the audio is... everybody in our industry is going, thank God it wasn't me. Although, honestly, the first time you hear that, the producer, whoever does whatever Pledge does, is trying to turn everything off. And if you're the anchor, just go to break. Just go to break.
Unplug it, maybe.
It's not that easy just to go to break. It's really not.
No, it is. It's you point at the producer and stop.
No, it's really not that easy.
You're coming out of weather. Let's go to traffic, or what was it? Traffic and then weather.
Well, they were trying to go to weather.
And I also wonder how much was she paying attention.
When she heard
That'd get your attention.
That got her ears perked up. I promise you that.
Just her ears.
She wanted to get to weather quick so she could go find out where they were playing.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way.
Now that was from a traffic report at a Philadelphia TV station.
Unplug it, maybe.
Unplug it, baby. Oh,
knuckle down and go a little harder.
Yeah. She
And
didn't want to go.
another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
Unplug it, baby.
That really is Pledger's favorite drop.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, that's the best line of that whole thing.
Unplug it, baby.
You have studied this film a little too hard.
I'm just saying, man, that's when that thing's going nuts, and she just can't see that. I can't take it anymore. Unplug it, baby. Oh, my goodness. Candy Lee.
Unplug it, baby.
Woo. Oh, man.
Spicy and naked.
Yes, yeah, I think they were, Steven. Goodness. Wow.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's unfortunate for that news station, but fortunate for us.
Well, it is 10-10 wins.
It is, and they did. I got to warm up the pipe. What if she lost her voice after that? Yeah. That's kind of close, isn't it, Play? Let's hear that again.
What?
And the other one?
Which one?
You got to sign. No, I'm talking about the girl. Give me another unplug it, baby, real quick, will you? No,
Unplug it, baby.
Thank you. All right, we can move on, maybe.
Unplug it, baby.
I don't know why that cracked me up.
Unplug it, baby.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness. Well, I hope everybody's having a great Thursday
You knuckle
afternoon.
down and go a little harder.
Woo. Mm-hmm.
Breathe.
Dude, that is just.
I'm just glad. I'm just so glad that didn't happen.
Are you okay? You gonna make
No.
it? Get Minnick some oxygen, quick.
You know, when you drink
Beep,
water.
beep, and bleep, bleep.
What?
Beep, beep, and bleep,
What
bleep.
if John McClain would appreciate that humor?
You're a dumb butt.
Pledge is having way too much fun in there.
Unplug it, baby.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, hope your Thursday's going well out there, whatever you're doing. Thanks for tuning in to us. This is a family show, after all. C.J. Stroud.
It is a family show.
C.J. Stroud made a comment today that just has me scratching my head. And you've got it? Play it, Pledge.
Yeah, I think just the program that I was on with Clint, it was really good for me. I was in here really early, just trying to, take a step forward in my, being 23. I'm not fully in my grown man body all the way yet. I'm still growing every year, and I just think I gotta just continue to be hard on myself about not only just lifting weights but eating the right foods. That's been a big thing too. So yeah, that's just a thing where I think the explosiveness comes from being better with my diet, being better with stretching, and I feel like I'm getting old. So I'm not as quick as I used to be. I was watching my high school stuff a couple days ago. I was 180 and I was rolling. Well, not no more. But yeah, I try to just be better with that stuff so I can run fast.
Dude, the man is 23 years old. He's not as fast as he used to be.
Yeah, but it's not his grown man body.
I think CJ's taking too many sacks. I don't know.
Concussion protocol?
I don't know.
Did you hear the Tua talk about his brain?
No.
Pledge?
The brain, I guess everyone would
would be wondering how did I feel on that hit and whatnot. Felt perfectly fine, felt great. Throughout the years, that was one of the bigger things we hadn't addressed, was making sure that I got, a good amount of carbs in my body, and, so that as I drank water or as I drank the right stuff or whatever it was, the doctors were talking about the liquid that your brain sits in and all of that. But I guess for me, from what I come to know or come to understand from what the doctors were talking about is, your brain kind of sits in fluids. And, if I'm eating eggs, bacon, and sausage, and there's not much carbs, like if there's no bread or whatnot, you kind of drink water and it'll just flush out of you. So you can't stay hydrated that way. But the carbs kind of help soak that in and stay there.
Isn't that when the PR guy comes in and says, Tua, you got to go. You got something to do over here.
Unplug it, maybe.
Oh my God. Exactly. Unplug it, Tua.
I mean, he has spent more time with neurologists than I do, but I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, that's both of those guys concern me a little bit as we head into the football weekend. That's for sure. We'll see how that goes. I wonder what John McClain thinks of C.J. Stroud's comments today. And he's got to be in a good mood, right? Although the Astros got him a little bitter, right? Well, true. He's next right here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We do have Thursday night NFL action tonight, baseball playoffs. Make sure you've downloaded Underdog and you're playing. Underdog is the best place to get in all the actions and make your picks, win money right here in Texas. You think about tonight's game. Puka Nacua playing against San Francisco. Now, San Francisco all beat up, man. Christian McCaffrey's going to get a ton of carries. So think about rushing yards, receiving yards, receptions, higher or lower. Get all your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. That's all you have to do to play Underdog. It's that easy. Pick higher or lower on those player stats. So download the Underdog app. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
At Frost, we believe in going the extra mile, like opening more locations to be a part of more communities. Overdraft grace, which means no fee if you overdraw your Frost Personal or Frost Plus account by $100 or less. And the little things like cookies, coffee, or that time when there was a fire at a Fort Worth daycare and Frost bankers entertained 26 kids with snacks and games until their parents could pick them up. That actually happened. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And attention Dallas Cowboy fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season long just for catching a game at one of the 4 San Antonio area locations. Get to Twin Peaks for every Cowboys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
It's football season and nothing beats fresh coffee, crisp air, and that locker room energy. Hey, it's Rob reminding you that Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit is just a phone call away. From Selma to San Antonio, it's luxury pet care for your four-legged MVP. With over 17,000 square feet of pet paradise, more than an acre of play outside, plus training and spa treatments, this is stadium fun for your furry family members. Call 210-750-1298. Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit, where every pet's a champion.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Well, the Houston Texans got their first win of the season. They beat a spectacular Tennessee Titans squad. In fact, shut them out. And then C.J. Stroud with some interesting comments. I know who's going to talk about that here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And John McClain joining us now on the Buyers Barricades at guest line. I don't even have to talk about the Tennessee game, at least not to start. Did you hear C.J. Stroud today talking about how old he feels at 23? Now, granted, he's gone from 180 to 226, but he's way too young to sound like an old man.
Yeah, if he's 226, then I'm 180. I can't imagine. He's 6'2". They list him at 6'3". Anyway, I guess after you're playing behind that offensive line, you feel the whole. Although the pressure rate has been reduced in each of the 4 games, and last Sunday against Tennessee, he was only sacked twice for 9 yards. One of them was the two linemen blew a assignment, and Jeffrey Simmons had the fastest sack. Next Generation Stats, which has been in business since 16, said it was the fastest sack they've ever had. But he wasn't an issue like that. So right now, he should be getting a little more confidence because he's able to get a little more time. And also, D'Amico Ryans has there was a mic'd up with Ryans, and it was when it was 4th and 1, 3 times he's over there saying, sneak it. So the Nick Cayley, the play caller, did the smart thing and had him sneak it, and he made it every time. They were 3 of 3 on quarterback sneak. So Stroud I tell you, it's interesting. No matter how old he feels or how he looks, he had more than 1 touchdown in a game for the first time in 8 games in the Tennessee game. That's counting playoffs. They had more than 2 touchdowns offensively for the first time since they beat the Cowboys 34-10 in primetime last year. But it was in the 4th quarter. They've had 1 good offensive quarter this season in 4 games, and yet they're favored over the Ravens, and they've never won in Baltimore. They're 0-5 against Lamar Jackson, but he's not going to play. And you guys remember last year when they played the Cowboys, Cooper Rush had to play, and he threw for, I think, 355 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but the Cowboys couldn't score. So as long as Derrick Henry is breathing, there's no way I'm picking the Texans to beat the Ravens in Baltimore.
Yeah, I tell you, that is probably going to get a big dose of Derrick Henry, too, with Cooper Rush under center. I just want to say, John, I mean, the first half of that Tennessee game was just ugly on both sides. And then it looked like the Texans got something going. But that Tennessee Titans team is so bad that I want to see what they do this week to really see if they've clicked offensively.
Well, there's no way they're going to click offensively because they don't have any receivers. Calvin Ridley drops more than he catches. The running back, Tony Pollard, is doing as well as he can. The offensive line, they've used a lot of resources for it in draft picks and free agency, and it has not performed the way they expected. Cam Ward's doing everything he can. It's not his fault, but they got to get him some weapons who can catch the ball. That A.J. Brown trade to Philadelphia and replacing him with Treylon Burks, who was a bust and a half for 3 years, that set them back. So until they get Cam Ward some weapons, and I'm not talking about guys like Calvin Ridley, I'm talking about guys who are legit big-time threats, that offense is going to struggle. They played close. I predicted the game low-scoring and boring, lots of field goals. And if Joey Wide-Right could have connected from 43 and 41 yards, it would have been 6-6 in the fourth quarter, but he didn't. I picked Texans 19-16, and they went out and got their first shutout since 2010 because the Titans are awful. And I think the only reason they didn't fire Brian Callahan is because everybody was predicting it. I think he's on a week-to-week basis, and he could be gone the next time they look bad, which is probably going to be Sunday at Arizona. What's going to be interesting, let's see, they have 2 road games in a bye week. Then Mike Vrabel comes back to town, and he's going to be treated like royalty because if Callahan is still the coach, and I don't think he will be, but if he is, the fans there, all 200 of them, will cheer him like crazy because he is not Brian Callahan.
Very, very well said and true.
Yes.
John McClain here on The Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. As for this week's game, Baltimore is 1-3. Probably should have beat Buffalo. Probably should have beat Detroit, but you had Derrick Henry fumbles. And as somebody that has Derrick Henry on his fantasy team, that guy doesn't get near the production that he should, the number of carries, and I don't understand why. Very few first down runs, it seems like. Now with Cooper Rush, maybe that changes, but Baltimore is also known for having a great defense, except this year. What do you see going on with Baltimore, why they are struggling the way they are?
Well, first of all, I saw this morning. Dan Orlovsky had it, and this seems just so hard to believe that the Ravens have run the ball on first and second down fewer times than any team in the league.
Wow.
That seems impossible with Derrick Henry. But when they run it, they're second in the league in production. So that tells you they're going to run the hell out of the ball against the Texans. And Derrick Henry has tormented the Texans for years. Now, they know from watching Cooper Rush last year, Cooper Rush can throw for a lot of yards. But they're struggling, and they've played a really difficult schedule and lost 2 high-scoring games that could have won, but their defense is missing Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, and Matabike from A&M. He's done for the year, and he's one of the best players in the league at his position. So their defense is hurting. But I still think they will come out, and the Texans probably should run an 8-man front most of the game and make anybody but Derrick Henry beat them. And if it's Cooper Rush throwing the ball, more power to Cooper Rush. But you don't want Henry to come in and hammer him. I saw Henry have, I think it was 3 consecutive 200-yard games against them with the Titans where he just humiliated them. And the Texans' defense is a lot better now, fewest points in the league, 51, fewest points per play, and they've done well against the run. It's so funny when I think about this, as bad as the Texans' offense has been, and it's been pathetic except for the fourth quarter against the worst team in the league. They were driving for what could have been the winning touchdown at the Rams, and the backup running back, Dari Gumbawale, fumbles on the 17 of the Rams. They come back here to play the Buccaneers in prime time. The offense scores. Baker Mayfield, in the worst drive of the season for the defense, takes the Buccaneers to the winning touchdown with 6 seconds left. And then in Jacksonville, they have 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter in the red zone, including a fumble by Nico Collins at the end of a big game. And it's only second fumble of his career. And I think how close they've been, despite how pathetic they've been on offense. So can they win this game? Sure, they could win this game. Would I pick them to win this game? Hell no.
Well, John, what's interesting about this, who would have thought when the schedule came out and you see Houston at Baltimore that both of these teams would only have 1 win? And it's just crazy the way that is. So if you're Baltimore or Houston, I mean, this is almost desperation type of game for either team.
It's desperation because Indianapolis is about to play, I think, 2 of 3 at home. Indy blew a game at the Rams when that idiot A.D. Mitchell from UT drops a touchdown. Oops, I thought it was a touchdown before he went over the goal line. And just like Jonathan Taylor did that last year. I don't understand these players want to show off by dropping the ball when they think they're in the end zone and it's before the goal line, and they look like idiots. So they could have won that game. And so if the Texans were to lose this, then they have their bye week. Then they go to Seattle for a Monday night game. And then they play 3 in a row at home that are winnable. So to me, they've got to win one of the next 2. And with the injuries that the Ravens have, this would seem much more likely than going to Seattle. But knowing them, hell, they may lose both games.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz. John, Sunday night, Joe and I were up at Jerry World. An entertaining game, but it ended in a tie. You leave a game that ends in a tie almost like you're leaving the mall at Christmas. Like, why in the hell was I here? We had Stephen Jones on earlier. He said they look and discuss about ties every year, but they think they have a fair solution, and it's probably going to stay that way. Does the NFL need to figure out how every game ends with a winner and a loser?
Absolutely. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Nobody likes a tie. And when nobody likes a tie, why do you do it? When they changed the rule, it was at the big league meetings, the winter meetings in March. And I remember Rich McKay, who was head of the competition committee from the Falcons, came in and among multiple changes said, we're going to reduce overtime from 15 to 10 minutes. And people are like, well, why? Well, the games are too long. Well, who says they're too long? 60 minutes. And if you're in a 15-minute overtime, are people going to change the channels?
Nope.
Or are they going to go to the store? Are they going to go out to dinner? Of course they're not. And the only reason that I can think of that they did that is somehow it made them more money, because everything they do is based on money. Having 10 minutes is preposterous, and having that tie early in the season, people forget about it by the time those March meetings roll around. But if later in the year a high-profile team like the Cowboys has another tie and it keeps them out of the playoffs, then it's going to be big. And then Stephen will be in there on his knees praying that they change it. And another thing, what if the Cowboys, the most high-profile team in the league, have a great comeback, they tie it, force overtime, they lose the toss, the other team takes the ball, say it's the Eagles to get in the Super Bowl, and the Eagles on the last play kick the winning field goal and the 10 minutes expires and the Cowboys don't get the ball. You think that Stephen Jones is going to be in there saying, oh, yeah, it's good for the league? Hell no, it's not good for the league. It is an asinine rule that nobody likes.
John, are you kidding me? Stephen and Jerry were the happiest people in Jerry World that night because they didn't lose. Are you kidding me? They were happy as hell.
They could have won that game, and I'm surprised they didn't fire the clock keeper. Do we know they didn't?
Well, we don't know.
Because usually Usually you're at home, you let the last second tick off.
What?
And then if the officials want to look at it and say put a second back on there, you can do that. So I'm surprised people didn't make a bigger deal out of it.
Well, I tried to, but Shereen Williams explained to us that those are employees of the league, not the Cowboys.
Is that right? See, well, that's because she's on top of it, and I had no idea. I always thought it was the home team because they all live here. They don't send them in from around the league, I don't think.
And she said, she talked about computers and timing and I don't know, all kind. I didn't like her answer because it didn't agree with me.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping there's some kind of controversy that'll get them to change that rule. And even if somebody asked me on a show this week, well, what if then they went to 2-point conversions to 1-1? I don't care. As a football fan, to me, you can't have a game that's too long if it's in overtime. And if they were going to do 2-point conversions, and I think that'd be great. You want results. You don't want a tie. You want a win or a loss.
And you think about this. Through 4 games, Brandon Aubrey's field goal against the Giants with no time left. So that if he misses that 46-yarder, that's a tie. The Cowboys could have 2 ties. They played 2 overtimes that have used the entire 10 minutes of that extra period.
Well, that means that they're probably going to have 1 or 2 more. And if it happens to the Cowboys because they're the most high-profile team in the league, you got a better chance of having something done about it after the season.
College football rules? What do you think of that?
Well, I still haven't figured them out. I watch them, and I know they go to 2-point conversions. What bothers me about college overtime is the stats count. And if you've got a team, I can't remember who the team, but the year A&M played 7 overtimes against LSU.
Yep.
And the quarterbacks had like 800 yards in overtime. It didn't seem fair to the guys in the stats. And but they're exciting. I don't care what they do. You just don't want it ending in a tie. Now, maybe the Joneses, they don't mind it. But what was Jerry asked about kissing his sister afterward? What did he say?
I don't
recall.
He was asked. Yeah. He was asked about a tie being like kissing your sister, and I can't remember what he said, but it was funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, and probably accurate. I kind of like the UFL spring league overtime rules, where I think you're either at the 5 or the 10. You alternate from there. There's no field goals. You either get a stop or you score, and you keep going that route. And
I like that. Take the field goals out of overtime.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, the stats don't count.
Well, they shouldn't count.
Nope.
Yeah,
that's the way it ought to be.
And Jerry said, according to Pledge, when asked about kissing his sister, he said, "I don't know. How does it taste?"
It's been so long ago.
So long ago, right? Yeah. He is from Arkansas. He probably kissed his sister a couple
McClain
times.
_on_NFL. Leave that one alone. John McClain, always appreciate it, my friend.
Guys, thank you very much as always.
John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com.
We've got some tickets we need to give away, and we ought to do that right now. You can win a pair of tickets to go see Melvin's Stop Whining Tour. Maybe an appearance by Micah Parsons. Who knows? October 17th at the Paper Tiger. Tickets available online at livenation.com, where you can listen all week for your chance to win. See Melvin's Stop Whining Tour, October 17th. The caller number?
11.
656-3776, 656-ESPN. Good luck.
Stop Whining Tour. Stop, Joe. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a half zip, a jacket, it is October now. Sam will get you taken care of, especially if you want that logo on a Tommy Bahama. Sam now has a full line of Tommy Bahama gear. So if you need your logo on a nice Tommy Bahama golf shirt, a half zip, a quarter zip, a jacket, go see Sam. He's got all the other big name brands as well: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Nike, Port Authority, to name a few. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from from all kinds of industries. And if you need caps, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410 right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. When you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you might not get a lot of wins, but the players, they're still playing. Which ones are overhyped, which ones aren't, you know that. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash. It is so good to be right. You know, last week following the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, the season isn't great, but Dak's throwing for numbers. I keep following. I love what's going on with Dak, and I would keep following the more than as we keep going through the season. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You love CeeDee Lamb, you love Saquon Barkley, you can play him 3 different ways. And whether it's a friend or a celebrity partner or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create. It's a new feed there on Prize Picks. Listen, it feels great to be right, and being right on Prize Picks means money. Download the Prize Pick app today and use the code Alamo to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. This is code Alamo to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Fuel up like a champ at Tamalitos Mexican Restaurant, your San Antonio spot for daily lunch specials and game day flavor. Proud sponsor of the San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Tournament. Swing by Tamalitos today, where every bite is a win.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, October 11th, mark your calendars for our fall one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9 and waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, October 11th. 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9. Texas coastal waterfront properties from $99.9 with barn dominium from only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly Open Phone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I mean, literally, when we get done with games and whether we win or lose, my wife she's ready with some suggestions. You know, she'll give me 15 to 30 seconds in the car to kind of unwind, and then she's like, okay, you feel better? I'm like, yeah, I feel better. And then she just starts laying into me like, hey, don't run the ball off the middle on this down, and don't do this, and get the ball to Terp. And I'm like, wow.
Well, I am so happy to hear this, Coach. I'm so happy to hear this. Something tells me Bill Belichick's girlfriend isn't talking football with him on the car ride home. No, there's talking entirely different conversation, man.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you're on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, still have a little more time to participate in our poll today. A simple question, do you like the look of the Alamo Dome? Yes or no? And right now the no's lead 54-46. Appreciate everybody that's voted. If you haven't had a chance to vote, go vote yes right now.
Or no, because it's not a pretty building.
It's beautiful.
The guy that helped get that thing built, Henry Cisneros, the former mayor, was on the Blitz earlier today, had a lot of interesting things to say. It's available in the audio vault at sasportstar.com, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. Extra innings with Pledge coming up. You going to play Henry or play clips from that? No? Maybe? You doing a show today?
Yeah, I've got 30 minutes before the kickoff. I'll probably play a clip or two from it. And Steven.
Yeah, all right. Oh, and Steven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, loaded 30 minutes coming up.
Absolutely.
Go listen to the entire thing, because Henry really did simplify a lot of stuff and explain a lot of things that our current mayor is trying to confuse you with. It was really good. And then while you're there at sasportstar.com, get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, because we've got a game tonight. Weekly winners get that gift card over to Mellow Mushroom. And at the end of the year, the local grand prize winner, $1,000 worth of tickets from our friends at A-Awesome Tickets. Don't let a Thursday night game sneak up on you and go, oh, crap, I forgot about that one. Get your picks in, Joe.
Mine are in.
Yeah, I saw you doing it right now.
Hey, mine are in. They're in there. And I'm trying to give y'all a chance out there, because since I'm sitting on top of the leaderboard there, I picked some teams that are kind of iffy. So we'll see what happens.
Try to shove it up their ass.
Well, I'm trying to do that to everybody, but, you know, I'm giving you a chance. But if my picks come through, though, I don't know what to tell you.
Unplug it, maybe.
I want to hear that again, please.
Unplug it, maybe.
I like it naked.
Oh, my goodness.
So if you're just getting in your car wondering, what the hell is that?
Yes.
Something very unfortunate happened at a radio station in New York.
Or fortunate. Depends on how you look at it.
There's a news anchor that might disagree.
Yeah, well.
Greg Rice, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check of your AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
After another pretty warm day today, Lori, it is going to be cooling off quite a bit over the next few
long
days, including tonight. The breeze is going to be picking up And it is going to be cooler as it turns out, clear to partly cloudy.
No, yes. Oh.
Dude, are you right now?
I am. Don't look at me. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Wait, unplug it, maybe. Unplug it.
I don't know where that's coming from, Greg, but it seems to be we have another station on the air here. What is... I can't even...
Greg!
Try this again. We are getting a lot of interference right now on the line, but we're going to try to connect...
Yes. Oh, my goodness. That's some of the best
I'm just glad that didn't
audio
happen
I've
here.
heard in a long time.
I mean, you think about, like Pledge is over there running the space shuttle. Like there's levers and buttons, and he can pull in audio from all these different sources, and somebody had something up that probably shouldn't have been.
Stand back there and rip piss missiles at people.
Unplug it, maybe.
Well, I don't think either one of them had anything up. I'm just saying. But
it's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Anybody that was watching.
What were they watching?
Unplug it, maybe.
A couple of girls playing with toys that had to be plugged in. Pretty powerful ones, going by that sound. Oh, my goodness.
Boy, that hooker just lifts me every day.
There's a lot of ways you can go there, Pledge. You know, there really are. Oh, my goodness. That is just, that's funny. That's hilarious. That one girl's having a hell of a good time, though. I promise you. She's having a hell of a good time.
Unplug it, maybe.
Oh, gosh. A respectable radio show.
Yes, of
like
course.
1010 wins.
Yes.
Big, powerful news talk. You think Sean Ryman and Trey Will play that audio tomorrow morning?
I doubt it very seriously.
Actually, that feels like that'd be something that Jack Riccardi would do.
Yeah.
Joe Pags.
Definitely feels like a rhyme a bit.
Rima could do that.
What about Pags?
Pags might get, I don't know. Pags might do it.
Oh, Pags would be yelling at you. You won't believe what happened.
Come on.
That's it.
Unplug it, maybe.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Well, if you don't have that on tap for the weekend.
He knows how big he swings it.
He's got a big swinger.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time to get you ready for the weekend. We call it What's on Tap. It is brought to you by samsburgerjoint.com. And they've got a great weekend and nothing unplugged there at Sam's this weekend. They got the Peterson brothers out there tonight. Lamont Landers on Friday night. Passing Strangers on Saturday. And the Devilish Dames on Sunday.
That sounds interesting.
SamsBurgerJoint.com, where you can see their full calendar, get your tickets, their menu.
If you're looking for something else to do tonight out of Green Hall, Ghosts of the Hill Country. That sounds interesting. I don't know what it is, but it sounds interesting anyway. Majestic Theater has Clave Especial. I have no idea. No habla.
Could you sound any whiter?
Mija no Tiastures Tour.
What?
I don't know what the hell I just said there. I hope it's suitable for radio.
Have you listened to this show?
As role model, that's not Minix or I. And ACL Live, if you're going there, you probably are headed that way. David Archuleta, Early Delights with Rachel Bachner.
Up in Austin, ACL Weekend 1 gets underway.
Oh, wow.
The headliners tomorrow night, Hosier, Luke Combs, Cage the Elephant. It's going to be a great weekend up there. If you're not going, you could do the complete opposite. You got ACL, or for your older folks, in the Alamo Dome, it's the Home and Garden Show happening this weekend. Max Stalling out at Green Hall. Randy Travis
How about that? He's
the
still
More
singing?
Life Tour. I was going to say he's still alive, and his tour is called the More Life Tour.
Wow.
He's at the Majestic Theater, so you can go sit and enjoy that. The McCombs Empire Theater has a tribute night to the Eagles. What are you laughing at, Pledge?
Sit and enjoy that.
Uh-huh. Marty Stewart's still around. He's at the Stable Hall at the Pearl.
Wow.
Have you ever seen Marty Stewart? He actually puts on a hell of a show.
No, I've never seen Marty Stewart.
He puts on a hell of a show.
I'm surprised you like him. He's a country dude.
He is a country dude, but he's had beers with him one time out at Green Hall.
The most crowded place in town tomorrow is going to be the Rock Box.
Yeah, although Taylor Swift,
That's
The
why.
Life of a Showgirl, the album listening party, and dance night.
That place is going to be packed.
So there are places all across the country that are doing album listening parties for her release. The Rock Box, Taylor Swift. Not there, but her music will be.
Saturday, I need to get up to the ACL Fest. Sabrina Carpenter.
Sound effect.
Holy cow. Something about that girl.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
goodness. Anyway, she's she's the headliner.
What's the next band there?
The Strokes. I have no idea who that is. I don't know any of the other ones. Modest Mouse is playing.
You should know Modest Mouse.
I don't. Boeing Center at Tech Point. Cage the Elephant. So they're coming from Austin to San Antonio. Cage the Elephant. We've been giving away tickets to that. Florence Country Store. Speaking of old guys, Clint Black back on the Blacktop Tour 2025. The Aztec Theater on Saturday night. Sasha Colby Stripped too.
It's an 18-plus show.
Sure is. Unplug it, baby. Freeman Coliseum, Ramon Ayala, Historia de un Final Tour.
Stop.
God, what the hell, Pledge? What are you doing to me here? The Majestic Theater, Gabby's Dollhouse Live, presented by Walmart. Charlie McCombs Empire Theater on Saturday night. Eric Ochoa is out there. Moody Center, this would be a fun show to go to. Cat Williams, Heaven on Earth Tour. That guy's pretty funny. Bluebonnet Palace, a tribute to the king, George Strait, out there. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if George will be there, but they're going to tribute him anyway.
He won't be out there.
All right.
Zilker Park up in Austin. They wrap up weekend one. The Killers are the headliner. And I wish that was not the Sunday night show. If it were Saturday, I'd be going to Austin.
Sabrina Carpenter, dude. I'm telling you. She probably would be wearing nothing.
And the Home and Garden Show wraps up at the Alamo Dome. Vibes Event Center has Kill Iconic Fest. Metalachi out at Paper Tiger.
Well, Monday, the Spurs' first preseason game.
Yeah.
How about that?
Who do they play?
They're taking on the Lions.
From where?
From China. I have no idea.
Long.
Yeah, that's where they're going. And
What's on tap? Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online. Sam'sBurgerJoint.com.
Extra innings with Pledge, an abbreviated version. That's coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Be sure and join the fellas in the morning, AJ and Rob. The morning huddle gets started at 6 o'clock, and Minix and I will be out at Gus Stadium tomorrow. Lots to talk about, lots to do. We'll get you started at 2 o'clock. But right now, Pledge, we need to
unplug it, maybe.
Have a great night, everybody.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online at sasportstar.com.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Football season is at Tamalitos Mexican Restaurant with daily specials that hit harder than a linebacker and game day plates that score big. Tamalitos is your